All right, everybody, cameras on, stay on mute. 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 Cameras on and stay on mute. Everybody, cameras on, stay on mute. Everybody has to turn your camera on. Cameras on, cameras on, cameras on. Everybody turn your camera on. Everybody turn your cameras on. Cameras on. Everybody turn your cameras on. Sean B, except for my office, turn your cameras on. Sean B, turn your cameras on. You're in my courtroom. I got to see your face. Everybody stay on mute. Sean B, turn your camera on. Sean B, turn your camera on. Today's not the day, Sean B. Turn your camera on. Sean B, turn your camera on. Jackie Stevenson, turn your camera on. Sean B, getting some light. Got to see your face, not your ceiling. Sit down somewhere. Got to see your face. Sean B, sit down so I can see your face. Call your name. Take yourself off mute. That's that microphone in the side. If you take yourself off mute now, I'm going to continue to mute you because I don't want to hear background noise while I'm calling the calendar. Sean B, I cannot see you, sir. Sean B, if you don't sit down and be still while I call this calendar, I'm going to continue your case and bring you in here live in person. So find a place to sit down and stay on camera. All right, once again, when I call your name, take yourself off of mute and say here. Don't take yourself off of mute until I call your name. All right? Okay, we got position one still trying to connect the audio. Rita Houston.
Here.
Thank you, Miss Houston. I got Jonathan Gamble. Miss Houston, according to the sheriff's department, Mr. Gett, they went by the house a couple times, weren't able to serve him. So your case is reset until February the 10th at 11 a.m. If you place your email in the chat, Miss Free is going to email you a reset notice and a sheriff's form, okay? Fill out that sheriff's form and get it back to Miss Free by the end of the day. And then she'll email you, and then we can get the package out to try to have him served again. Make sure that you put a 2 to 4 hour time frame that they can be served, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am. Once you place your email in the chat, you can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I've got Olu Mayawa. Olu Mayawa.
Yes, I'm here.
Got to see you, not your ceiling. Got to see your face. Yeah, I got to see your face.
I might have to log in from my phone because I'm using my computer.
Let's flip your camera around the other side.
It's not letting me.
Thank you, Miss Houston. Feel better.
Okay.
All right, John Bell III. That one's going to be Javon Andrews. That one will be reset. He should be out there in person. Lakeisha Corbett. Keisha Corbett.
Here, I'm here.
Thank you, ma'am. Cyrus Todd. Sheriff's Department has not served Mr. Todd, so it wasn't at home. Your case is reset until February the 10th at 12:30. Place your email in the chat, ma'am, and Ms. Free will send you a sheriff's form and a reset notice. Fill that sheriff's form out and return it to Ms. Free before the end of the day. And we'll take the packet over to be served. Make sure you put a 2 to 4 hour time frame. That's the best time to serve Mr. Todd. Thing may have been you may have put on serve any time. And when you say serve any time, the sheriff's department goes out there then. So you got to put a good time to be there to serve them, okay?
All right.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
On the chat, you can leave. Jackie Stevenson.
Here.
All right. And Todrick Freeman. All right. So Miss Stevenson, according to Todrick's mom, okay, take that like it is. She said he doesn't live there. So he hasn't been served. So you got to have an address to get Mr. Freeman served. Your case is reset until February the 10th at 12:30. Now, if you place your email in the chat, Ms. Free will email you a sheriff's form and a reset notice. Fill that sheriff's form out, get it back to Ms. Free before the end of the day, okay? But make sure
Yes,
you have
ma'am.
an address because mom's going to say he doesn't live.
And that is exactly where he lives, but it's okay.
My mama wouldn't lie for me, but maybe some do. I don't know. But
Oh, yeah.
so maybe there needs to be a good time, but give as much information on that sheriff's form as you can, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Place your email in the chat. You can go ahead and leave the meeting.
Yes, ma'am. Have a good day.
You too. All right, ma'am. So I see you got your camera working. I'm sorry, I probably destroyed your name, but Mayawa.
Yes, Olumayawa or Jemuiwa.
You were right, Mandy. All right, so looks like he went by there 3 times and he wasn't at home. So your case is going to be reset until February the 10th at 9:30. Now, this one, same thing. Put your email in the chat.
Okay.
We're going to email you that sheriff's form and a reset notice. So the sheriff's form you need to fill out, give as much detail as possible, okay? A good time to serve. And let me remind you, a good time may be in the middle of the night. So you have to put a good time to serve where they can go by there. They went by there 3 times. I don't know what time, but he wasn't there anytime they went, okay? Once you place your chat, you can leave the meeting, return that sheriff's form by the end of the day.
Okay.
All right, have a good day.
Thank you too.
Kiera Ferguson.
Here.
Ferguson and Seanquavius Brownlee. Seanquavius Brownlee. Stand by. Emily Gallivan.
Here, sorry. Here.
Bruce Love. All right, looks like Mr. Love was served, but he didn't show up. So raise your hand, Miss Gallivan. Mr. Brownlee, you need to learn how to take yourself off mute. All right, you swear or affirm, Miss Gallivan, the truth, your testimony you'll give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? All right.
Yes.
Okay, so just if you put your hand down, just a few questions, all right? Got your case pulled up. Is everything in your petition still true and correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Don't be scared. It's okay. Only bite like after lunch. All right. So looking through here, you still want to go forward and you still want this in place for 12 months?
Yes, ma'am.
Looks like he was served on the 15th. Have they reached out to you at any time since the 15th?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, this in place for 12 months. Now, is there anything like their belongings there that they need to get, or just stay away from you? Nobody's going to get in touch with you at all, right?
His belongings are still here. I'm actually currently in the process of putting them all together so that I can take it to his mom's house so they can have his stuff there.
Okay. That's a nice thing for you to do. All right, man, we'll put this in place for 12 months. We'll have him do FVIP, Ms. Free. If you happen to have his email, if you don't mind putting his email along with yours in the chat, we'll email him a copy of the order too. If you have his email, that'd be fantastic. Place your email in there, we'll email you a copy of the order. All right, once you put the emails in the chat, you can go ahead and leave. Stay healthy and safe.
Thank you.
All right, Ms. Ferguson.
Yes.
Mr. Brownlee.
Hey, I'm just his brother. They had kicked him out the chat.
Why are you on here then? What do you
He
do?
told me he wanted me to come in as a witness.
Okay. Well, yours says Sean. Are y'all both Sean?
I'm Sean. He's Sean Quavies.
Okay. All right. So when you talk, if you're going to testify, your camera has to stay on the whole time.
That's fine.
But it's not now.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I had to figure out how it worked, but yeah, okay, I can keep my camera on.
All right. You have first. He's trying to connect here. Do you have firsthand knowledge of the events?
Some of them.
All
They
right.
have them two have a long past with each other, so I wasn't there every time something happened.
Okay.
Um,
I was just asking because if you didn't, I wasn't gonna make you hang around.
okay. But he's trying to get in the chat, but they won't let him in for some
No,
reason.
he's in here. He's just not connected.
Oh, okay.
He hasn't turned his camera on and he's trying to connect the audio.
Let me try to text him real quick.
Thank you, Ms. Galvin. Once you have that in there, you can go ahead and leave the meeting and we'll send you a copy of the order.
Thank you.
Is he with you, Sean? Maybe you can go help him, or is he at a different location?
He at a different location. I just texted him and told him to make sure he on Wi-Fi. He said he's trying to fix it now.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, you still want to go forward?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Do you have any witnesses or just going to be yourself?
Just me.
Okay. All right, if everybody raise their right hand, Sean Quavius, and Ms. Ferguson. Are y'all swear affirm, Mr. All right, swear affirm testimony about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. You can just nod your heads. All right, so Sean, we'll put you in the waiting room, okay? And then when he's ready for you, we'll bring you back in.
Okay.
All right. I don't want y'all to interrupt each other. I'll hear from Ms. Ferguson first. If y'all have evidence that you need to share, you need to use the share your screen function, which is down at the bottom of your screen. All right. So if you have evidence, do it like that. And Mr. Brownlee, if you got to leave your camera on, Mr. Brownlee. If your brother, only thing I want to hear from him is yes, firsthand knowledge about anything, nothing else, nothing you just told him. He has to have seen something firsthand. Okay. All right. So Ms. Ferguson, here's how it's usually easier for me. And I like to tell people I'm smarter than I sound. I don't know if it's true or not. Ms. Sandifer, a little bit smarter than I said, just a wee bit. So I kind of know what I'm needing to hear. So start from the most recent event. This is just about family violence. Start with the most recent event and kind of work backwards. Okay. So I don't need to hear stuff like, well, I was cooking chicken on Tuesday night, because I don't have anything to do with family violence unless somebody threw the piece of chicken at somebody. Okay. So go ahead and start from the most recent event, Ms. Ferguson, and work back.
The most recent event, which I do have the ring camera footage, was when the police, Coweta County Police, came to my mother's house. On his basis of calling them and saying, "Oh, I need a wellness check on." We have a 9-month-old together. Stating that he wants a wellness check on the 9-month-old because he hasn't heard from her. Hasn't seen her or anything like that. But due to the conflict, of course, that's why. And they came to the house, and we told them that we also have a court case in Cobb as well. And the police officer said they won't come back, of course, because they know they've been to the house multiple times. They know it's an ongoing dispute against us as well. Then just repeatedly on and off incidents, verbal abuse mainly is the main thing now because I moved back with my mom. So it turned into verbal abuse. I've been to the hospital December 13th. I went to the hospital after a fight. This is while I was pregnant. I had contractions from the fighting from that. And there's been occasions where my child will be at their house and he'll say, "I'm not bringing her back." I also have screenshots I got over like 100 screenshots of like different verbal abuse from him, saying that he'll call defects to get her taken away from us. he wished I would kill myself from postpartum. It's just a lot of verbal abuse and saying that I have also had a text message where he said my goal is to make you have a miscarriage, and that's while I was pregnant. As far as that goes, and he's not legitimized, so me even letting him see her is me trying to compromise, but I can't do that over and over again, and I don't feel safe with being around him. Or her as well. I don't feel safe with him because of him saying, you know, defects, and then with him sending the police to my mom's house. And even after that incident, he also texted and said if he don't know the whereabouts, and I have that screenshot where he said, I'm gonna do something to you if I don't know where she is. But he knew exactly where we were. We went to Texas to visit my father, who's going through like surgery and treatment and stuff like that. So that's where we were.
So I want to ask you a couple things from what I see here. We'll try this style thing. So it says something about that after the cop left, he texts you, if you don't tell where my child is, I'll send the authorities back to your mom's house. He also said, let some be going on with Evelyn. Everybody involved going to get knocked off. What does that mean to you?
That I don't know. He, you know, just you can't take those words lightly.
So sometimes when people, and I always use this as an example. So if I text Miss Sandifer and I say, you know, come on over to my house, that's not a threat. But if I add, come on over to my house tonight, I'm cooking dinner, well, that's a threat because I can't cook. So I don't know what's a threat. So some people, when they say some things, I don't know what it means. So what does it mean? How did you interpret it? Just tell me.
They, you know, you're gonna get us basically touched or harmed in a sense like that.
All right. And he's been criminal trespass from coming to your house?
Yes, ma'am. My mom has actually said he's not allowed on the property.
All right, let's see. It also says threatens to take the child, not return her, and that he's told you should have gotten an abortion.
Yeah, he also texted my mother that, but she has a new phone, so we don't have that text message anymore. But he did send that to her as well. Tell your daughter get an abortion.
And because he didn't want the child. It says he threatens you physically. He calls you, let's see, it says, bitch, hoe, snake ass bitch. So he posted your mom's address on social media, telling people to break into the home.
Yes, I had that screenshot as well.
And he's threatened to kill you and been physically abusive since December 2021. So show me the screenshot. Show me some screenshots that you want to show me, like the one where he asked people to break into your mom's home.
Okay. I got a ton of screenshots. I don't know if you can see it, but this is from his page where he's saying.
So you got to do the share your screen. So that share your screen button's kind of at the bottom. Choose a green.
Yeah, I'm clicking on it now.
Click on that, and if when it comes up, a box will come up, and if it's audio, then you have to hit include or share audio. But if not, you do that, and you have to highlight what you want to share. All right, so you shared your screen. Make sure you don't have something over. Okay, that's good. So I see this. It says,
and that's from his Instagram.
Okay.
And that's from his Twitter where he posted. That's my mom's current address right there as well.
Okay, let's see. Okay.
So he posted on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay. And then what are the other screenshots here you want me to see?
These are just like from him saying my goal is to make you have a miscarriage.
Tell me something. When did he send that?
I was pregnant at the time, so I can't even remember the exact date that was.
It's been about a year, right?
Yes,
right.
Ma'am.
What about this one? What's the date on this?
And this is, I can't even remember the date. Let me find.
I mean, last year, middle of last year.
Yes, ma'am. While I was pregnant.
All right.
And this is where he
wait, go back.
Go
back to that last one. Okay, who's in the black and who's in the blue?
Him.
He's in the black?
Yes, ma'am.
They put you got AIDS now. Shut the fuck up. HIV to be exact. Okay. So he says he's laughing because he says you still got it. All right, now what's the next? Let me see the next one.
There are a ton of them. I don't know.
I mean, just pick what you. Give me time to read it. So, all right, let's see.
This is when I was left stranded. I got left stranded twice. I got locked out the house, my apartment, while I was pregnant. And then I got locked out in Morrow as well. Well, I got stranded at the gas station in my own car. He took my car and I was pregnant. I got stranded at the gas station in Morrow and I had to take an Uber home back to Noonan.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry, I have two
This
screens.
went,
I'm looking at the other screen where you're pulling up the thing, so I'm paying attention. I just have to have it on a different screen. All right.
okay. And this is when I was pregnant. I was sending him an update on, you know, how big she is. And, you know, he said, watch what happens when you give birth, like that.
So he said his goal was to make you want to have a. Huh. Okay.
This is when he was saying that he was coming to our house. This is a screenshot where you can see where he sent the picture where he's like in the car coming to my mom's house.
Okay.
I have too much.
Okay. Let's see. Okay.
And that's when I was dealing with like postpartum depression and and this is like when you know he drinks a lot. So this is like when he drinks, how he'll call constantly.
Okay. Hold on a second.
This is him basically trying to, you know, gaslight the situation, saying what I'm gonna gain from holding her against him because you know everything going on.
Now this is the same child he said he didn't want.
Yes, ma'am.
Hold on, try. It's not the spellings off, so I'm trying to. All right, go ahead, Mr. Brownlee. I need to see your entire face, not just your forehead. All right, go ahead.
This is when he was threatening to send the police to the house.
Have there been more threats towards you? What's this? Is that video at the bottom? Is that when he just showed up? Okay, Haley.
That's the Ring camera, and this is the most recent one when you know he said, you know, he'll do something.
Does he say anything on the video?
No, that's the police officer who came to the house.
Oh, when they came to. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
And this is showing once again how he drinks and then starts calling. That's like a video just showing how many times that he's actually called.
You can play it. You want to play it? Is there more than what I see on the, is there more than what I see on the screen?
Yes, ma'am. I'm pressing play. Hopefully it plays.
That may take a second.
I just see the loading icon behind the play buttons. I guess it's trying to load up. Oh, but there it is. So.
Okay. Good Lord. Okay. All right. What else?
I have no clue. So many. There is an incident in we were in the casino one time and he was drunk again and I got left there. My sister came to pick me up. He's banned from the casino as well from being drunk and belligerent, arguing with the staff as well. And that's from when they had arrested him. And then this is when, you know, he was saying again about the abortion. This is why I was pregnant. So it's just a lot.
Okay. All right. Anything else? You can stop sharing if you want. Is there anything else you want to tell me? Let me see.
No, ma'am.
All right. Go ahead, Mr. Brownlee. I'll hear from you. Oh, I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Speak up a little louder.
I'm sorry. I had to put my mouth toward the mic a little closer so you won't be able to see my face. But well, this situation has been going on for quite some time now. She knows that, that I love my child and that I want to be in my child's life. But we had a minor incident beforehand that caused a lot of mishaps between us. She's also said and done things that was out of the ordinary. And the reason why, well, the whole reason with the gas station thing, she was the aggressor in that situation. She got mad and punched the window and put a crack in her window while she was pregnant because she said I wouldn't forgive her for something that she had done to me. And I also was not trying to argue with her around that time. And I have pictures and screenshots of everything. And she was saying, well, the baby gonna die naturally, so go celebrate and things of that nature. But my whole thing is with her, I always try to tell her, like, we gotta stop doing irrational things to each other because it's not good and it's not healthy for the child. And I only sent the police out to her mom's house because we verbally agreed upon me having the child from January 1st for a whole week, and she just up and just went missing and things like that. And she just always threatened to take her from me. And she said in the report that I ran out of formula, but she knew that I was out at 6 o'clock in the morning while the child was asleep while she was here with my mom while I was trying to go get formula. And I kept calling her repeatedly so she can wake up, so she can meet my mom, because my child, she kind of like, when she wakes up, the first thing she does is like she wants to eat. So I was calling her to let her know, like, hey, you got to come meet my mama because all the stores right now are closed due to the COVID thing. Because, Walmart and things like that are 24 hours. Used to be 24 hours, but they're not anymore. So I just drove around all night. Drove around from like 6 to 8 in the morning trying to find formula for my child. But her whole thing is she's done this before and she's doing this out of spite. And I have nothing towards her. I have nothing but love for her and my child. I love them both dearly. I wish them nothing but the best. But she's doing this out of spite. She told me before that I'm just doing this to hurt you. That's all she's doing. She's just doing this to hurt me. And it's a tiring situation. So I went down to the now that I've been getting legal advice, I went down and filed for legitimization. So me and her won't have to keep going through all this extra stuff with each other. And I've also filed to try to put myself on child support, but due to me not having her 11 social security number, I wasn't able to do any of that. But she knows that I love her and I love my child. But the only thing I really want out of this is just, I wish her the best, but I just want to be able to help her take care of my child. That's all I want out of this. And the situation is just tiring and it's just draining, really. And she also goes on social media and bash my name as well. She's always the initiator on social media as well, telling like my clients, girl, you be on his DICK so much that it's basically a back and forth thing, and I'm just tired of it, honestly. So with me being tired of it, I just took the necessary steps to go ahead and just file for legitimization so I can get 50-50 custody with my child, because every time my child is in my possession, she always come up with an excuse as a, oh, well, she needs to be back by this day. But I'm like, I never really have time to spend with her like that because you always got something going on with her. And I've always told her from her irrational decisions when the child was first born. I went to her mom's house one time and I only went there to talk to her mom because she left with the child at like 4 o'clock in the morning and wouldn't tell me where they were. So I let the situation go that night. So I follow up with her the next day, trying to see like, oh, hey, y'all safe? Is everything okay? Well, just leave us alone, and we don't want you in our life and things of that nature. And I'm like, why you doing all this and things like that? So I went out there to try to get her mom involved because I tried to get my mom involved to try to talk to her mom as well before too. So I went out there to talk to her mom to show her mom the text messages and things that she was sending to me and the things that she says to me, like, hey, somebody needs to get control of this situation before it gets out of hand, not in a bad way, but it's just like I just don't want my child to be involved in such upbringings like that because she's innocent in the whole situation. And I've also tried to reach out to her mom multiple times, trying to get her to help me to stop getting her to do and stop having her say irrational things to me.
All right. What is it you want your brother to tell me?
Um, yes, he also is a witness to her doing evil and vindictive things to me as well.
Well, let's see. Now, let me throw this out there. If you've left her a couple places while she was pregnant or not, in the cold, took her car. I mean, if you did that to me, I think I'd do probably something evil to you too. I'm just saying, if you left me out in the cold, I had to get a
I didn't.
lift from there to Coweta County. That was probably close to $100. So I'd be pretty angry myself.
In
But
I never left her in Coweta, Judge.
she had to take a lift to Coweta, she said.
No, I never. You said I left her in Coweta.
No, you left her and she had to take a lift to Coweta.
No, she was living with her mom in Peachtree City around that time. They moved there around like March, late February, late March, things of that
All right.
nature.
So Peachtree City is right almost on the line, Coweta County. So Peachtree City, Coweta, it's right there. But I mean, explain some of this stuff in here in these text messages. It doesn't sound too rational coming from you. Some of them seem pretty threatening. When you call her, it looks like, I mean, one time 17, 18 times in a row, just like that one video. That was ridiculous.
Can I say something? She's also does the same things to me, such as telling me text back HOE, text back HOE, text back HOE, text back Shanquavians, and she antagonizes me as well too. So yeah, and like I said, she's really doing this out of spite right now, just to hurt me. And I have no ill intentions or nothing like that towards her or nothing.
All right. Well, since you don't have an order where the child has been legitimated yet, she doesn't have to let you see the child. I can't make her.
I just recently filed for it. I have the receipt and the case number right here. With me getting legal advice, I just found out about this. And she always tell me she just say nasty things to me when she knows that I wants to be in my child life. She knows I want to be in my child life.
I'm glad to see that you changed your mind from the first text telling her to get rid of the child. But you don't have a counterplay. So there's nothing I can do to her except for hopefully both of y'all at some point in time can just learn how to co-parent.
Judge, I promise you, I've tried to co-parent with her so many times. I even submit to her, like, hey, okay, you know, let's come up with set days to how we can do everything, to how we can work together. Because initially, at the end of the day, our child needs both of us to be a part of her life at the end of the day. But she's always coming up with excuses as to why I can't do certain things or why I can't I be wanting to take her to like doctor's appointments and do things with her. She always say like, "Oh, well, you're not authorized to do that," and I always tell her like, just make me authorized so you won't have to put the burden on yourself like that, and I do it for you just to take the stress off you.
Right. Well, I don't know where you filed your case. Did you file it in Coweta County?
Yes, sir. I have the receipt right here.
Oh, I'm just saying. So they'll address all that once she gets served and everything goes to the process. The judge in Coweta can address that. But one thing it'll make you do is both of you take parenting classes. So, and I'm sure if she suffered from postpartum, it was probably rough for her and rough on you, both ways. But there's all I can tell you to do is support her, and supporting her is probably not calling her 700 times in one night. Don't go back down to her.
Judge,
You can't go back down to her mom's house. Let it work out through Coweta County through Superior Court, sir. I mean, you want to be a dad, I want you to. I don't want to. If there's good parents, I want both parents to be in their life. But right now, y'all got to be apart. So I'm gonna put this in place. There's nothing, you don't have a counterclaim, but if you do that and call that many times when you drink alcohol, Mr. Brownling, you need to start thinking about you got a child now that you're responsible for. So getting drunk, and hey, nothing wrong with a cocktail or a glass of wine or whatever. But if you get drunk to where you call her from like 17, 18, 30, 40, 50, like back to back to back to back to back, then, that's something like high school children do. You got to stop that. You got to stop that. So, you guys get on there. I'm putting this in place. Once y'all get in there through the legitimation case, if, Miss Ferguson wants to make changes to it because y'all worked something out down there, then that's well and good. And I'll put in this order that if there's something she wants to do to allow you to see the child, that I will allow contact about the child only. But Mr. Brownlee, once again, you're doing the right thing by doing the legitimation because my hands are tied. Right now, you and I have the same rights over that child. None.
Can I ask you this, Judge? Can I place an order to get her social security? I don't have none of this information because my mom withheld it from me. But can I get an order to get her social security number so I can give so I can give her the child support? Because here's the paper right here to show that I went down there and did it. I went down there and tried to give her all the support
Yes,
she
Ms.
needs.
Ferguson, you said
So
well, Ms. Ferguson, you all right, here we go. All right, everybody, cameras on, stay on mute. Cameras on and stay on mute. Cameras on, everyone stay on mute. On, stay on mute. Cameras on, everybody, cameras on. Cameras on, and I need to see your face. Cameras on, except my staff. Lisa Rodriguez, turn your cameras on. On to Love, turn your cameras on. Rodriguez, camera on. On to Love, turn your camera on. On to Love, turn your camera on. Alyssa Foster, cameras on. I even sent you guys a message that when you came in here to turn your camera on and stay on mute. Nothing helps, right? Cameras on, Alyssa Foster, Rodriguez, cameras on. Got to see your face. Let's go. It's 11 o'clock, 11:02. Rodriguez, camera on. Foster, camera on. Rodriguez, camera on. Andrew Richards, camera on. If the two of you don't turn your cameras on, I'm kicking you out of the meeting. You got to figure it out. It's got to turn on. Camera has to turn on. Turn your camera on. Rodriguez, turn your camera on. Andrew Richards, got to turn your camera on. I got to see you. You cannot participate. There you go. Stay on mute till I call your name. All right, everybody, when I call your name, and I need to see as much of you as you see of me. So I need to see your face, not ceiling fan there, Miss Foster. Face, not your ceiling fan. Miss Foster, not your ceiling fan. I got to see your face. Alyssa Foster, I am looking at your ceiling fan. Alyssa Foster, I'm looking at your ceiling fan. My accent's not that bad. Miss Foster, I need to see your face, not your ceiling. Put your camera down. Well, Alyssa Foster. Miss Foster, you've got to take yourself on mute. Let's wait on Miss Foster. All right, let's go to somebody else. Pius and Tangcho. Andrew Richards.
Your Honor, he has called the office. I believe he's on the phone with the office right now working on Zoom.
Okay. All right. Mary Bellin. Eric Pierre. Miss Mary, can you take yourself off mute?
Yes.
All right, so it looks like the sheriff's department went by and Eric was not at home. So your case is going to be reset till February the 10th at 2 p.m. Now, place your email in the chat. And once you leave the meeting, Miss Free is going to send you a sheriff's form and a reset notice. Fill out that sheriff's form completely.
Okay.
2 to 4 hour time frame in there in which they could try to serve Mr. Pierre because they just maybe went by whenever. Email
Okay.
is free by the end of the. You put your email in the chat, you can leave the meeting.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So Trika Barnett.
Yes, I'm here.
All right. It's Nakia Jones. All right, stand by. There's somebody who still won't change their screen name, so let me allow them in. Stand by 1 second, Miss Barnett. Janeth Padres. Gerardo Herrera. All right. Andrea Escobar.
I'm here.
Renato Alvarez. Shows he hasn't been served, ma'am. So, Ms. Free, if you put your email in the chat, Ms. Free will send you a reset date and another sheriff's form. Fill that sheriff's form out completely so that and give them a 2 to 4 hour time frame where they can try to respond. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Do you have the interpreter?
Amber, can you get Naili?
Yeah, let me see who was scheduled and see where they are.
Yeah, stand by, ma'am. All right, Rhonda Love.
I'm here.
Miss Foster, put your face on the camera. I don't want to look up your business, okay? I got Rita Walker. So I showed Miss Walker hasn't been served. They said the sheriff's department said they were not at home. Your case is reset till February the 10th at 2 p.m. So you'll need to place your email in the chat, Miss Love, and we'll send you a sheriff's form and a reset notice. Once you get that, send that sheriff's form back completely. Okay, put a 2 to 4 hour time frame. That's the best time to try to go by and serve Miss Walker.
Can you say it again? I didn't hear you. I didn't hear the last part you said.
Put a 2 to 4 hour time frame in there where the sheriff's department can serve someone.
Okay, and
Okay, send it back by the end of the day.
oh, they're gonna email it to me.
You put your email in the chat.
I did.
And they're gonna send you an email with that sheriff's notice and the reset form.
Okay, so I can leave now.
Yes, ma'am. Fill out that sheriff's form and get it back to Ms. Free by the end of the day.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Melody and Alexander Damaris are off the counter. TCL 4X5G. I've asked you several times in the waiting room to change your screen name. What is your name, sir? Yeah, there's the one that says TC4X5G. Yes. Yes, I'm talking to you. You got to take yourself off mute. I asked you several times to change your name in the waiting room. You did not do it. What is your name? Sir, you're on mute. I can't hear you.
My name is Pius Atancho. Pius Pius. Last name is Atancho.
When were you served?
I'm the plaintiff.
All right, hold on. Andrew Richards is here. Stand by.
All right, ma'am.
Mute. All right, let's see. Ms. Escobar, if you'll stand by, okay? She's going to get an interpreter for you. All right, Ms. Foster, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Respondent hasn't been served. According to the sheriff's office, they were unable to access it. So this is an apartment complex. You're going to have to put all that information, access gate code, things like that, okay? You're going to be reset to
I believe I did put.
Okay, reset to February the 10th at 9:30. Says unable to access. I don't work for the sheriff's department. So it'll be reset to February the 10th at 9:30. Place your email in the chat. Ms. Free's going to send you a reset notice in the sheriff's form. All right. You need to fill that out and get it back to Ms. Free before the end of the day. Okay. Place your email in the chat. Once you do, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Okay. Ms. Foster, place your email in the chat and then you can leave.
Yes,
okay?
I just placed it in the chat so I can leave.
Yeah, make sure on there you put a 2 to 4 hour time frame and a gate code where it says gate code or access code. Make sure you like highlight that so they'll see it. Okay.
And all right.
On the sheriff's form, she'll send you. You'll get both of those.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Janet.
Yes.
You need an interpreter too, right?
Yes.
Okay. Stand by.
Okay.
All right. Santrika, Nakia Renee Jones.
Here, that's not my middle name, but I'm here.
It's on the calendar. I'm just reading what's on the calendar. So somehow they got that name. I don't know how. I didn't make it up for you. All right. So, Ms. Burnett, how long is it going to take you to present your case?
It shouldn't take long at all.
Okay, give me a number. 10 minutes, 20 minutes?
Maybe like 10, if that long.
All right. What about you, Miss Jones? How long do you think it'll take you to respond?
Now I'm happy that it's you because I came to you and got a protection order on the guy that she's doing this for right now. When COVID first hit, while I was in the office, you were there at the intake off in the front, and you were seeing the threats. He was calling and texting right there while I was there with you. So you went on and granted me the PTO. And at the time, he had another woman that he's used, like he's using this one here, to get a PTO out on me. You seen the truth and you denied hers and gave me a PTO. Now the PTO is up. I had 2 years of peace. He's now with this new woman, making up more lies. I've been going through this with this man for 11 years. When he and I first broke up, he told me, I'm going to destroy
So,
your
Ms. Jones,
life.
I just asked, how long do you think it'll take you to present your side of the case?
If you want the whole case, it's going to take me maybe 20 minutes.
What I'm talking about is this is just going to be like responding to what she had.
Okay, what she's saying is total lies.
Okay,
all of this
so
is,
I'm going to say 10 minutes. Sounds good to me.
Yep, because I have all my proof that she called me. I never reached out to her. I have
both of y'all will raise your right hand. All right, you swear a firm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So, Ms. Jones, you're signed on 2 ways.
Yes, because my computer will cut out, but
okay.
I still need to take it off of my phone so I can show you the call log of her calling.
Okay. All right. So, Ms. Barnett, what we're going to do is I want you to start from the most recent event and work backwards. All right?
Okay.
Hold on. Be specific. Let me give you a couple more ground rules, okay? So this is about stalking. So you've got to tell me what I want to hear about is stalking. So any stalking that you're alleging Miss Jones has done to you, that's what I want to hear about. Focus on that. Not what somebody else has done or anything like that. This is just with you and Miss Jones, period, okay?
Okay. So I don't know if you're aware, this is my second time coming to court for her. The first time it wasn't granted because the judge told me that it would have to be physical. I don't understand what he meant about that, but now she have gotten very aggressive. She have went on my friend's social media posting things. She don't even know me, ma'am. Let's just put that out there. She knows nothing about me. All she knows that I'm dating her kid's father. She's been harassing me. She know where I work. She's calling my job. She threatened to come to my house. She didn't look. I don't know. She's gone on. I guess it's public information where she's going online, finding out where I live. She got a mug shot of me back last year when me and my ex-husband had an altercation and we both went to jail. And I had a simple aggravated assault charge and it was dismissed and it was I was not prosecuted for it. And she found that in something to her kid's father. She called me black, ugly monkeys. I have all that. She have called me. I have proof of that as well. I don't know what to do at this point. I don't want it to get to the point where it goes to getting physical. So that's why I keep coming to you guys for help. I don't have nothing. Once again, I have nothing to do with her kid's father, not taking care of her daughters, none of that. I'm just dating him. And for some reason, she's coming for me. She don't even know me, but she does this with every female he dates. Every female he dates, she harasses them. She go find out information about them. She does that because she thinks that's going to make her kid's father break up with the female so she could go with him. I have looked at his phone. He'll be on here at 12:30 because he have a court date with her as well from her calling his job and stalking him as well. But like you said, I'm on here for my case. That's a whole nother case. But I just want her to leave me alone. I feel threatened by her. She finds out stuff about me. She's trying to jeopardize my livelihood by calling my job, doing all types of stuff. And I have proof as well with long messages. She's sending me messages of her texting her supposedly guy she's dating now. What that have to do with me? I just feel like I don't know what to do at this point. I have been down there 4 times asking you guys for help with her. something is wrong with her. I don't know what's going. I don't know what she does this to females who tends to date her kid's father because he don't want to be with her. And I have looked on his phone where he showed me. Look at her texting me. Oh, come have sex. He got proof. He'll be on in an hour, and he have his own proof. But I got mine too, and I can share it.
There's evidence you want to show me. You need to share.
Okay. Yeah, I do.
Yes. Can I also show the first live, me reaching out to her? I have my call log right here.
She's talking to me first.
Ms. Jones, you can do yours after I hear from her, okay?
Yes, I have all proof. Okay. Years of proof.
Yeah, that's after you call me. Make sure you show
Go ahead.
everything.
No, Miss Barnett.
Make sure you show everything, sweetheart.
Don't talk.
Okay. I put it on there.
Wait, Miss Barnett, about what date around when was this sent?
This was sent when she sent this, the week before last, or early last week or the week before last, like a day before. It was the day.
Miss Jones, let me hear from her and then I'll hear from you, okay?
And as you could tell, Your Honor, her phone number is
So she sent you this.
Yes, she's sending me. I mean, this is not it. We would have to be on this phone. It would take maybe over 2 hours if you want to see everything she sent me. I just try to pick out certain things where she just sends me stuff about him and how he's doing stuff for her kids, and I mean how they was in the past and how he gonna mess over me, and sending me stuff of guys she didn't date, guys she dating, and I'm a gorilla, I'm a monkey, and all this.
Yep. All right.
And she's gonna come to my job.
You have another something. I read that. You have anything else you want to show me?
Yeah. Hold on.
So you know this to be her phone number? Just a yes or no?
Yes, her number. Yes, I'm just trying to make sure because I had it on another phone, so I'm making sure that you have her number as well.
My number is 770.
Whose number is this? It's a 404 number.
And that's addressed to.
Hold on. I have it. Hold on. Can you give me a second? Because that's coming. I had to send this to this phone because that other phone I have, I couldn't do Zoom on it. So the phone that I was talking to her on, which is my other phone, that's where I got the information at right here, and I could take a picture and screenshot it. Where you
Whose
see her
phone number is the 404 number?
That's my other number. That is my phone.
Go on. Show me the next one.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm just trying to screenshot this so you can see it this way. She sent me so much. She even sent me stuff of them texting each other. Enough is enough with this.
That I did.
Hold on. I'm trying to get back to the screen.
It's easier to see it. Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm trying to get back on here, so hold on, give me a second. Because I want them to see her number, so they won't think I'm just. I need them to see her number, which I have it right here. How do I?
All right, ma'am. Can you not figure it out?
Yeah, I'm trying to get back on the screen with you. I'm trying to take a picture of her number and all these.
I just want you to show me the screenshots you want to show me. Let's do one thing at a time.
Okay. I'm trying to see how to take a picture of this right here. Oh, there you go. It won't allow me to take a picture of the,
Oh, ma'am. What you need to do, share your screen. I mean, if you
I'm sharing it with you now.
Okay, but I'm still looking at the same text message.
So
move to the next one.
Oh, I get what you're saying. Okay, sorry.
All right, stand by. Let me look.
Yeah, sorry. I didn't know what you were saying. I was trying to do the show the number, her phone number. I was sending it to this number.
Okay, hold on. Let me read. Okay.
All
right, go to the next one.
All righty.
Okay, you can go to the next one.
All right.
Okay, go to the next one.
Okay, hold on. I need to go back to photos.
Oh, here's one. I think this is a new one. No, that's the first one.
Okay.
I still don't see my phone number. Sorry.
Okay, you gonna see. Hold on. I'm trying to get you. You know, girl, stop. You know, you need to stop.
Y'all, please don't argue between each other. It's bad enough y'all fighting over a man.
Oh, ma'am, I haven't been with him in 7
not
years.
fighting over a man.
7 years. I haven't been with him.
But you keep harassing him because and you harassing me. You don't even know me.
All right, I'm muting y'all. If y'all keep talking over one another, to one another, cutting it off. None of that. None of that.
Okay, I'm confused on how to get back to these. How do I go back to my photos?
Let me stop you from sharing. You can reshare again.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So let me share. Hold on. Matter of fact, so you can see her phone number that is coming from her. She even sent me something about.
Show it to me. Show it to me. Let me see.
Oh, show it to you. Hold on.
All right, just share your screen. Show it.
I'm not sure if you could see.
You're not sharing your screen yet. All I'm looking at your phone.
Oh, I thought you wanted me to show you the phone. This is my other phone, and her phone number is here. I'm trying to take a picture of it so I can share it with you.
Hold it up and let me see it. Hold it up.
Okay. Hold on. It's so dark in here.
I'm gonna turn my head because it's about to make me dizzy watching you walk.
I know. Sorry. I'm trying to see if you could see her.
Okay, stop.
You can see her phone number on here.
Hold on.
This is her phone number.
I can see it. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. This is another phone. I was scared to even let her have this number.
Hold on. If there's other stuff you want to show me, show me.
Oh, yeah. Okay. This is stuff. This is the last time she texted me, January 7th, on narcissists. Something about men being narcissists. She's sending me. If you could
can
tell.
you not stare at the screen on all that, or you got to hold it up. Okay.
All right.
So you got to be still so I can read it.
She's sending me messages that her and her kid's father was having. Look, this is what she was sending me. Stuff about. I mean, it's plenty.
All right. Is there other stuff you can share your screen and show me?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Hold on.
Go ahead and share your
I
screen.
got it. Okay, hold on. Let me share again. Photos, because I got all the rest of it. Hold on. Where she? She sent me. I
Right.
just it's
Free.
so
Did you
much.
get did you get Naomi or something so she can tell them their new date?
Patricia's on the way. I just
This is most stuff she was sending me.
All right, let me read it. Okay, let's see.
And the phone that right there is her sending me conversations between her and the her kid's father, the guy I'm dating now. She was sending me messages from what they were saying. I don't even know what that got to do with me.
All right, go to the next. Go to the next. I've read that. All right. Okay, go to the next one.
This is a guy she sent me saying that's the man who's after her. I don't know what that got to do with me. Once again, I don't care who she's dating. I don't care if she's dating Donald Trump. It doesn't matter to me. That's her business. Why is she sending me stuff like this? I don't know.
Okay, what's the next one? All right, what's next?
This is once again, I believe, text messages with her and her kid's father. She was sending it to me.
Okay. So in any of these, do you respond?
Yeah, I did respond. I have responded. If you could clear it out. I'm not gonna lie, I was responding to some of it, and one of them I told her, can she just please leave me alone? Like, please leave me alone. I have told her that several times, and she still come at me. She still come from me. Now, what her and her kid's father have going on, that's between him. I even told him, whatever you and her have going on, y'all keep that amongst y'all. I don't want to have no dealings with that.
All right, hold on 1 second. I got my interpreter here. Ms. Chavez.
Morning, Your Honor.
I'm not going to make you say pretrial, okay? All right, so I've got Ms. Escobar.
Señora Escobar.
Sí, estoy acá.
I'm here.
So the respondent was not served.
A la otra persona no se le entregó el aviso de la audiencia.
So her case is reset until February the 10th.
Así que su caso ha sido pospuesto para el 10 de febrero.
At 2 p.m.
A las 2 de la tarde.
Ms. Free is going to email her the reset notice and a sheriff's form.
A usted se le va a mandar también el aviso de la próxima audiencia y la orden del sheriff.
And she needs to fill out the sheriff's form, return it to Ms. Free by the end of the day.
Y usted tiene, al final, cuando le llegue la orden del sheriff, usted lo completa y se lo manda de regreso a la señorita.
¿Mismo día?
Or that she puts, Ms. Barnett, I'm going to mute you right now. So, all right, make sure that she puts like a 2 to 4 hour time frame. That's the best time to try to serve the respondent so they can get it served.
Señora, cuando usted complete la orden del sheriff, asegúrese que le pone un espacio como de 2 a 4 horas donde se puede encontrar esa persona ahí, porque eso les ayuda al sheriff.
O sea, después de esto me van a enviar, o sea, cuando me envían la cita para la próxima audiencia, ¿ahí me van a enviar eso?
Correcto. Va a llegar de la señorita Free.
All right. So tell her she could go ahead and leave the meeting, return that sheriff's form back to Ms. Free, though, by the end of the day.
Usted va a recibir esos documentos hoy, los completa y entonces se los manda hoy mismo a la señorita Free.
Okay, para el email que me enviaron, ¿sí?
At the same email where I received this documentation.
Yes, ma'am. So make sure she checks her junk email and everything so she'll get it.
Sí, señora. Y si usted no lo recibió, vean en el folder de basura, porque algunas veces se van para allá si su computadora no lo reconoce.
Okay, hoy mismo.
Today.
She'll get it, yeah, and she needs to return the sheriff's form today also, by the end of the day. She'll get it. It may be the end of the day, but she'll get the notice.
Usted lo va a recibir hoy. Tan pronto usted lo reciba, tiene que completarlo hoy. Es posible que le llegue ahorita o al final de las horas de oficina, pero usted búsquelo hoy y lo complete inmediatamente.
Okay. Perfecto. Gracias.
Perfect. Thank you.
All right, so Miss Janet.
Señora Janet.
Janet Paredes. Okay, I'm gonna mess
Janet
it up.
Paredes?
There you go, Paredes.
Sí.
Yes.
Okay, so it's the same with her, except her case is reset to February the 10th at 2 p.m.
Ujú.
But
Lo mismo.
on this one, they weren't able to access it. So if they need a gate code, she needs to put that on the sheriff's form when she returns it to ambulance.
Ok, en su situación, señora Escobar, eso es todo. En su situación, señora Paredes, igual no pudieron darle el aviso de la audiencia a la otra persona. El problema con esta orden del sheriff es que no tienen código del portón. Si usted tiene ese código, le van a mandar otra vez la orden del sheriff y tiene que ponerle ahí el código del portón de acceso. ¿Está bien?
No tiene, él no tiene, en el departamento donde él vive no tienen portón.
They don't have a code in the apartment where he lives.
It just says unable to access. I have to assume it was a code. So if there's a
dice que no pudieron llegar. La jueza asumió que era un portón o algo, que no pudieron accesarlo.
So I'm just there's a gate, they can't get through the gate. I mean, yeah, so she's got to provide, it says unable to access. That's all I know.
No pudieron conectarse o no pudieron llegar. Entonces, le van a mandar a usted también una orden del sheriff. Tal vez le pueda dar una información diferente a la que tienen porque no han podido la primera. Le van a cambiar la audiencia igual para el 10 de febrero a las 2 de la tarde. Cuando llegue esta documentación, por favor, de manera inmediata, la completa y la manda de regreso al mismo email de donde usted lo recibió. Revise hoy sus emails y también los del folder de basura, porque puede ir ahí también, porque si su computadora no lo reconoce.
But she'll get that same information from Ms. Free. Just turn the sheriff's form by the end of the day.
I just said that, Your Honor.
Okay. Well, I thought so, but I'm a little rusty on my Spanish, So just return that back to her and she'll get the reset notice and tell her to have a good day. I think we have her.
Tenemos su email, señora, y entonces ahí por email le va a llegar su nueva fecha y la orden del sheriff que tiene que mandar inmediatamente con la nueva información, ¿ok?
Ok, en la próxima audiencia, la persona que fue demandada, ella va a estar en la corte también.
The other hearing, the other party is going to be present.
If they get served.
Si es que se le puede entregar a él el aviso de la audiencia.
Ok.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So she can go and have a good weekend.
Gracias. Eso es todo. Pase buen fin de semana.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Chavez.
Okay, there is nobody else. De nada, señor.
That's it, right, Ms. Free?
That's correct. That's all.
Okay, the interpreter is going to disconnect. Thank you for waiting.
I'll see the interpreter next week for some pre-trial.
Yes, Your Honor. Pre-trial. Bye. Bye.
All right, Ms. Barnett. All right, if you're not on Mr. Richards, you can turn your camera off since we're not hearing you, but make sure you hear if I call your name, okay? And you have to turn your camera back on. So you and Mr. Tango Cho will be next, okay? All right, Ms. Barnett. Okay. What else do you want to tell me?
I think I didn't told you everything. I mean, she's calling my job. She's harassing my job. She's harassing me. I mean, she's calling me on my job. She's harassing me through the phone. She's looking up stuff about me, which is publicized. I don't know. I'm lost for words right now because I don't know what else to do. I didn't present my case.
All right. So I always want to ask this. Usually I'm like, when it shows up and it's two women and there's a man in the middle, I always want to know where the man is. Where is he at?
He's coming. He's going to be on, me and him came down together. He got to be to court at 12:30 for her. He's on with his evidence too.
Tell me what he says to you when you show him all this.
He told me that she always been this way. I only been with him a little over a year. He was just in a 5-year relationship with another young lady, and him and her went down there because she went out scratching on their cars and going over there slapping and hitting on him. And he said the only reason, he said she can get violent too, where she get physical. He said the only reason he never called the police on her is because of his daughters. She done went over there. The lady, her name is Tammy Jones. She went and came down around COVID, and him and her to file a TPO on her. And for some reason, I don't know if it was due to COVID, it didn't go through or what. And she also mentioned that she knows nothing's going to happen to her, because right after, if y'all go ahead and don't grant this TPO, guess what's going to happen? She's going to start up again. She's going to go to harassing us, right? Sending him all kinds of messages and sending it to me and all that. I don't know what else to do. I don't know what else to do. I'm not trying to take matters into my own hands. That's why I'm trying to do it the right way, by asking for help.
Let me ask you a question. So if all this is happening, is it worth being in a relationship with him with all this? I mean, to me, I'd be like, bye.
I mean, he's not a bad person. Some people don't know how to move on, ma'am.
Right,
I mean,
hold on. I'm not saying that anybody's a bad person, but if I'm going to be in a relationship with somebody, if I've got an ex, it's just, I'd be like, once you handle all that.
And I'm giving her what she wants. That's what I'm saying. She cannot run away. If he don't want her, he's going to date other women. You're going to have more than me coming down there, because every woman, unless the woman just leaves, she got to realize if a man don't want you, he don't want you. You cannot run every woman he date away and keep his children away because he don't want you. She tried to use the children to keep him. I mean, I have 7 kids myself. I have been a baby mom that been the same way. And I must admit to it, in my early days, when I was in my teen years and 21, I have been where I didn't been to girls' houses fighting them and stuff because I wanted my kid's father. And guess what? My kid's father left me and married another woman. That was my second kid's father. We got married, but my first kid's father, I could not make that man be with me. And I had to realize that until I moved on. And he still, to this day, he wasn't with me. Me and that man haven't been together. He deceased now, but haven't been together for 20-something years. But I had to wake up and realize I cannot run every woman he deal with away. I had to realize I had to move on. So that, as a 42-year-old woman, she needs to be more mature than that, than trying to play on phones and stalking people and harassing people. It's more to do. She have kids. Set an example for your kids, your daughters. You wouldn't want your daughters running behind a man like that. Like, come on. I mean, I'm not upholding him. Got you,
Miss Barnett. You preached. That was good. That's good. All right, so stand by. Now let me hear from Ms. Jones. I know it's going to be hard for you, so I'm going to put you on mute. Okay. So let me hear from her.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
I'll let you respond after.
Okay. I have not been with this man in 7 years. I put him out. I moved on. Okay. This is part of him using females, which he told me he was going to do, and she's the second one. He's been in many relationships. He had many of females over the years. Before Miss Tammy, after Tammy, during Tammy, in this one here too. Okay. I did not even know that this woman existed. Okay. For real, until I received court papers. Okay. I knew that he was dating a lot of different females because he likes to call you, even in your office at one point, you've seen the way he'll call and harass. He likes to do that type of stuff. I've been going through it for 7 years with him. Okay, let me even tell you, at the beginning of when we first broke up, this is how he tries to use the system. When I first put him out, he started doing wellness checks on my house, sending the police to the house over in Clayton County to check, supposedly a wellness check. They caught on to what he was doing and they stopped. Okay. After that, he started slashing my tires. When I put him out.
You froze. And your other phone's, you froze, Miss Jones. And I can't hear you because your phone's on mute, because you can't have them both off of mute. Miss Jones. You need to take yourself off mute in your phone.
Let me see. You said take it.
Okay, I can hear you now. You can't
Yeah.
have your phone real close to it. You get that
I'm
feedback.
sorry. Oh, because I still got it for my proof. Okay, that was the first thing. Okay. Mr. Hopkins had many females. I have never stalked him. I've never pulled up on Mr. Hopkins. None of that. Long story short, we were not together for 2 years. Then he got with Miss Tammy. He started to use Tammy. Actually, this is the first thing he did. Had Tammy call defects on my 5-year-old daughter because there was an incident between her and Tammy snatching stuff off of her when she went to go visit. Okay, shortly after that, Tammy calls defects, has defects come to my house, questioning my 5-year-old and lying on my oldest child at that point, saying that my daughter had stabbed someone. So when the defects lady came to my house, she said, "Oh, Ms. Jones, I thought I would be meeting you here." Now, when she came up, I noticed that she touched my truck. Right? So soon found out. She, at the time, of course, couldn't tell me no names. She said she got a phone call that my oldest daughter had just stabbed somebody and that my 5-year-old was talking about committing suicide. Okay, now this is me and
Tammy lady, or we talking about Miss Barnett?
We're talking about the Tammy lady. This is
we need to focus on Miss Barnett.
Okay, Miss Barnett, I didn't know that she existed. I get a phone call in October from her with her friend from a 504 number. She calls me. She asked me if they could get my children for Christmas. I told her, he does not even care about my children. He doesn't ask about them. If you can send me a text message with him even asking about my girls over these years, then I may consider it. Okay. She and I had a decent little conversation. Okay. She even told me how his son is there and how she has to tell him to spend more time with his son that's there, the whole night. Me and her got off the phone, but me and her friend continued to talk here and there because her friend was asking me questions because she's like, I knew that something was wrong with him when she told me that he was taking her on vacation and I found out that she was paying for it. So in that, which I still have proof of, I got proof of her calling me with her friend. I have all of the text messages from that because I've learned with him. I had to keep all text messages. I have thousands of them. Okay. So I told her that he's telling me your business. What he did was compare her to the Tammy lady, is what he did. He told me she's just like Tammy in bankruptcy because he said, these are the weak ones that I can get to go after you. Why do you think there's only 2 women who ever came after me? And he had hundreds of y'all. Because y'all the stupid ones to do it. Sorry to say. But I don't know what lies he's telling you. I don't know you. I have not been with this man in 7 years. I have no type of emotional cons. No, nothing. He don't even take care of my children. And you're letting him.
Can you tell the judge how you know I got bankruptcy?
You're letting him. He told me. That's what I sent you the text.
No, you looking it up.
No. Hold. He literally, how am I going to look somebody up and I didn't know your name until I got started picking?
Hold on, Mr. Jones. Why did you start sending her all those text messages?
Oh, she called me. I got my proof right here. She called me. I didn't have her number.
Okay, did you not look up my mugshot?
No.
Tell the judge
He
that.
did that to me, and I looked it up after the first court hearing.
I'm muting you. See, this is why I'm muting.
After the first court hearing, sorry.
Don't get distracted. Stay on.
Okay, I am. Okay, after the first court hearing where her making up all them lies, oh, I sent him this and I sent him that. If he's dealing with a woman, what would her bankruptcy or anything else ruin their relationship for? Like, that was just stupid. She's really reaching there. But after our first court hearing, yes, I did after that go ahead and look her up. But here we go. Okay, here it is. I saved her under the gorilla after the first court hearing, but you see the number.
Okay, but this is another.
Okay, but I'm just trying to show you that this is her phone number.
Women need to lift each other up, not.
I tried. That's why I sent her a message about
her name as the gorilla. That's not lifting her up. She has a name.
Okay, but I tried my hardest to explain things to her, even sending her the text messages so she can see.
But Ms. Jones, guess what? If she wants a man, I'm gonna vote. This word I just said. If she wants a man to treat her crap, cheat on her.
Look, she called me, ma'am.
Let me finish what I'm saying. If she wants a man to cheat on her, lie to her, do all that, and if that's what he's doing, and she's okay with it, then that's her choice.
I never reached out to her, ma'am. That's what I'm trying to tell you. No. Look, that was from her number. This is her calling me. Can you see that?
Okay, yeah.
Incoming call, not me calling her. Okay,
Okay,
I have
you called
never.
me first.
Burnett, Ms.
You
Burnett,
called me
let her
first.
finish, Ms.
Wait a
Burnett.
minute. There is no way. There was no way for me to get this woman's number. Me and him has no contact physically at all. There's no way for me to get this woman's number, nor do I have a reason to. I
Okay,
haven't been with him in 7 years. I have no reason to reach out to you.
All right, Ms.
So after the first time she reached out to me with her and her friend, shortly after that, I get a knock on my door.
Stop. What caused you to send all those text messages?
Okay, this is what I'm telling you. From the first, after me and her phone conversation with her and her friend, which we didn't argue, nothing went bad at all, got off the phone. A few weeks later, the sheriff is at my door knocking on my door with the first TPO. Off of that one conversation me and her had, then she goes run down there, get a protection order with a bunch of lies saying that I'm sending him all of this information on her. The same stuff that she just told you. It don't even make sense. Her mug shot and all of this. First, I didn't even know the woman's name until I got served PTO papers. That's why this is so crazy to me that it's even going on.
Send all of those text messages.
Okay, that right there was the proof. All of the lies that she said to the judge, that right there was all the proof. If she would really let you see the text messages, and I have them, it's me and him texting with him admitting that he's the one who told me about the bankruptcy. He's the one that told me about her. And in the text messages, it's even showing me asking him, I'm talking to you about my daughters. Why are you telling me about these women? Because she's not the only one that he tells me about. I can send him a text message, which I have proof of, saying, hey, the girls asked about a new phone that he was supposed to get them, right? This is how the text, even with my daughter's text messages, the text messages come back to me. Yeah, me and my woman
Can we talk about this case, please?
This is all about this case. It is.
Hold on, Ms. Jones. All of those text messages I read, none of them said, stop contacting me.
No.
So
hold up. Oh, it's hers. Hold up. Here's mine. I have my text messages. She didn't show you all of them. I have all of the text messages.
So whose were all of those?
Did she showed you first? The first two was her texting me. That's why I said Nakia starting off, because she was addressing those to me. Those were not text messages I sent to her. Those were text messages she sent to me. I said that while we was on there. I said, no, that's what she sent to me. You see my name. She started it off with Nakia.
All right, go. All right. You said all the other ones and all the caps talk about.
Right. That's what it didn't make sense to me. That's why she was just showing you stuff that she was texting.
You have to share your screen if you whatever you want me to say.
Do you know how to share the screen on here? Because after that phone call is when I started to send the text messages. Because at that time, he was bothering me. He was calling and texting me.
What I got to do with it?
That's how I was able. You called me. You called me.
All right.
What do you mean? Okay.
Don't talk to her, please. Somebody. Talk to the lady in the black robe.
Okay. Look, this is her texting me.
Okay, I can't read that though, Ms. Jones. You're gonna have to share your
screen. Okay, let me see. On my phone, you mean share my screen?
Yeah, there's a little thing that says share your screen.
Okay, where do it say? Because I don't have. Okay, it says share. What do I go to share it?
No, I don't want to be in it.
Hold on.
I think this is it.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh wait, what is that?
Okay.
Is it there?
Yeah, I think it's on there.
Okay, why is it on? Okay, good. Okay, here we go. Why didn't it come up? Do you see it? Okay. Now, this is her. That's me in the green.
Okay, so
that's her. Now, this is after she gave me the phone call. You see, my text to her was at 9:22. Just to piss her off.
You're in the green, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That was just to piss her off because she called.
What's the date?
That's June. Not June. January 6th. That's after the phone. She called me.
Okay, so you're in the green.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so why? Why the first? Why the first?
Okay, because she called me.
But why?
You called me.
No, stop. no,
just showed her
look,
the
no,
document.
no. Why?
I can go back to that
It's the
too.
first thing that you said at 9:22 a.m. How did my pussy? Well, I guess you meant taste. I mean, why? What
Because
how
when she
about
called me,
you just say stop contacting me?
okay, when she
That
called me,
is like pouring gasoline on a fire.
okay, because that right there was to also be able to. I was happy that she called because she had just came down to the courts and lied on me. I
Okay,
was,
but if you're happy she called, you text. Okay.
because of the stuff that she said to me on the phone. Remember, she called me first, and she was saying some foul things to me on the phone.
On the phone, but leave me alone.
No.
Stop interjecting.
That's what
All right, go to the next one you want me to see.
Okay, that's why I started off like that. Okay. Then I showed her that yes. Then I looked her up.
I
Showed
got
her.
that.
I'm calling her stupid because he's using her.
Go on
Then
up.
I explain why. Okay, or how.
All right, go on. Scroll on.
I was trying to explain to her. I don't know why I even took out the time, but she called me.
That all this in green is trying to explain something to her.
Well, at first I was kind of pissed because of the way she had called me and came at me. But then you'll start to see when I start sending her the text, I'm explaining to her, well, basically, let her see for herself that he's the one who did that.
All right, going up. And you're pregnant with him. You were pregnant with him at this time with a baby.
I had to pretend I have a baby. Maybe she'll stop harassing me.
All right, okay, hold on.
That's why she called me, huh?
No. I was calling you, looking up my mugshot and no.
All right, keep going. Scroll up. All right, what's that? A screen.
Okay, now that's him texting me. Now
Why do I?
with these text messages, it's showing her that he's the one who told me all of her information. He's the one who's trying to send her for me. And this is me and his text messages.
All right, go on, scroll on up. Scroll on up.
And I'm trying to show her basically how he's using her. And he would never do that to me.
I'm grown. If I won't be used, let me be used.
But he's using
none of your
me.
business.
No.
You're coming against me, lying.
Okay, I didn't you. Stop. Y'all stop arguing with one another. Okay, Ms. Jones, unmute yourself. Who is this? This is a screenshot of what? Something between you? Okay. Whoa. Oh, no. Take it back. I can read it. Stop enlarging it. Leave one place. Okay. Is this you and him texting? Take yourself on mute. Who's in the gray and who's in that blue?
Yes, this is me and him. That's him in the gray, and that's me in the blue.
Okay, hold on. Okay. You scrolling up. If there's another one. Okay. Okay. Scroll on up. Okay. 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 Now, who is that screenshot? Is that from him? Is that from him?
Him, yes.
And he's saying leave her alone, but she's the one reaching out to me.
He's telling you leave me alone because you keep harassing me.
You're lying.
Stop, Mr. Y'all stop talking to one another. All right, scroll on up.
You see, he wouldn't even take up for it with the pregnancy thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I need this to stop. too, Judge. This has been going on for
Well, stop. You the one starting.
It's him, and you're stupid and don't see it.
All right, no.
Okay, let me stay
one another. Both of y'all, ladies, I will bring both of you here in the courtroom so I can have a deputy, and every time one of y'all starts to talk, they tell you individually to keep it quiet. Okay.
Now I'm going to get back to the messages between me and him, because in these messages, if you can take the time to really read them, you'll see all of the lies that she came at me about the first PTO. It's all in here. I'm confronting him about it, and he knows that they're lies.
Okay, go ahead, scroll up.
Okay, knows that it's all lies. So that's why I was sending her the screenshots of our conversation, hoping she would see for herself that he's using her.
Okay.
Now, I don't even know her, so why would I come after her?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Because it's not just her, like I said, it's a few of them. Now, this is how all of this started. Me simply.
Are you in the gray?
Yeah. No, this is my daughter. Now, this is me and his daughter, a 10-year-old. She asked me to ask him about when he was going to be sending the money, right?
Okay.
So this is responding back to know that I sent the text. That's how this whole situation between me and him started that day with the texting back.
What are those screenshots? The same things?
Me. Say that again.
These are screenshots of the same conversations?
Yes, between me and him.
Okay, yeah. Keep going up.
He's been lying. He was lying to her, saying that I forced him to
scroll on up.
Stuff like that. So just proof of all of the lies and how he's using her.
Okay. Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. 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 Okay.
And I thought after this, she would see exactly what was going on and leave me alone. No, here we go with this. He uses these females, and I don't understand it. I really don't. I've never came after her. Oh, do you want me to show you from the first phone call when her friend called her and her friend called me? And I can show you the text messages and everything.
Look. If they want to be used, why do you care?
I don't have a problem with that. I want to be left alone. He's using her to come after me is my thing. I don't care if he's using her for money.
I'm not coming after her.
He's using her to do stuff like this. You're doing it. You're doing what he wants you to do. You're doing it for no reason.
You're coming after me. I don't care what you're doing.
You are so.
Got your folks on mute. Stop unmuting yourself. Stay on mute. Sit there for a second until y'all can both. Until y'all can both be quiet. Raise your hand once you can finally follow the instructions and be quiet and just talk directly to me. Y'all take a second, breathe, and then raise your hand when you're ready to participate. Okay. Now, that's all you want me to see, Miss Jones? All right. If you got something else to share, you take yourself off.
This is a new text message. This is from our first encounter when her and her friend, she keeps saying I'm threatening her.
And you in the green.
Yes, she keeps saying that I'm going after her. This is all her coming to me.
Okay,
not once did I go to her. Okay, this is her and her friend. Okay, let me go to the history.
No, I don't know history. I really don't.
No, because of the phone call. So you can see that they called me, not me calling them. Okay. There's no way for me to call them. I didn't have.
Did you? You know what?
Information. This is them. Okay, calling me. You see the incoming call, October 29th.
I do.
Okay, that's them. She's saying that I'm stalking her. I'm bothering her though, right?
Hey, what else you want me to see though?
Okay. This was our first encounter, like I said. Remember I said that her friend, she called with her friend, and then her friend was asking questions.
So she texted you a picture of that?
No. This right here, we had a phone. We were on the phone having conversation.
Okay, stop. Right? October 29th, the picture of the real nice side.
Okay, this right here is the...
I know it is. It's a nice side. It's got my signature on it. But who?
Yeah. Because I was supposed to go to court with him.
Okay, so why did you send that to her? Listen to my question. Did you send that to her?
I sent it to her friend's phone. Yes.
Okay. Whose phone is this? This is a conversation with what? You and her friend?
This
not me. Not me.
No, No, she was on the phone.
Look. This is a conversation between you and her friend. I don't want to see it because her
No,
friend.
it's all three of us.
Oh,
She
not
called
me.
me a three-way with her friend.
No,
And that
is
was my first time even
that was-
talking to this woman ever or hearing her voice. When she called about
All right,
getting
go. Let me see the messages.
Okay, thank you. Yes. Now this here,
Who's in the green? Who's in the gray? Or the,
this
whatever.
is me showing her that
Okay,
this
in
is
the
him
green
talking
or the
to her.
gray? I
Okay.
need that.
Okay, this is her boyfriend that he's been doing this for years, texting me.
Okay. Are
That's
you in
him.
the green or is he in the gray? Which one are you?
Okay, I'm the gray. He's in the green.
The
No,
gray.
I'm sorry. I'm the green. He's the gray. It
Why-
didn't even show the beginning of that text, but I got that text also. This is me showing them that he's reaching out to me, not me reaching out to
How
him.
come are you saying? Can I have a picture? I don't understand this.
Because at the beginning of it, I got the original text in my phone. At the beginning of it, he asked me something, and I asked him, could I have a picture? He said something about this is Mike or something, and I said, can I have a picture? And I asked, where do I know from?
Grow up.
Okay, I can on this because this was a screenshot to her friend. Because then I was trying to prove to her that I'm not bothering him, he's bothering me. Okay, this is how it started.
Okay. Who is deadbeat bitch?
Her boyfriend. I told her, I've been going through this for years. You gave me the first PTO because I was in your office and he was doing this while I was there in your face. You seen it for yourself.
All right, keep going up. Okay.
This is me. Okay, now this is a text message.
Who is this blue? Who's the blue? Oh, that's him in the blue, right?
Okay, no, that's me because this is me texting him because I was trying to show them. Let me start it from the beginning.
Okay.
So you can.
Who is that a picture of?
He always sends me pictures of him and different women. A whole lot of them. A whole lot of them all the time. I've been going through this for 11 years. And since we broke up, that's just a screenshot of some of the text messages I have between him and I, because I have to keep this stuff because he does this type of stuff right here.
Yeah, tell the truth.
All right.
For
What
no
else
reason.
that's important about her?
Okay. All right. Now I was just showing them because look right here. He sent me this picture right here. That's her son.
Okay, but that's juvenile. So let's scroll up.
Okay. No, that was just proof that he's sending stuff to me, not me searching her. Okay.
You're going on people's social media still.
No, girl, please stop.
Y'all just ain't gonna stop, are you? Tell you what, we're gonna take a break on this. Let me hear from Mr. Richards and Mr. Tancho for a second. Y'all take a break, get yourself together, because I'm not playing anymore with you interrupting one another and doing all this. So, and he'll be here in a moment. So, Mr. Richards, Mr. Tancho, y'all shut your screen. Y'all turn your cameras off. I'll get y'all back in a few minutes. I gotta walk away from it before I lose my temper.
Can you hear me, Yana?
Yes, sir. All right, Mr. Tancho.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you gotta turn your camera on, sir.
My camera on?
Nope.
It's not on?
Nope.
How do you turn this camera on?
You got to go back to your camera page.
The camera page, I've never done this before.
You had your camera on.
Okay.
right.
Am I on now?
Yes, both of you raise your right hands. Y'all swear firm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I do.
All right,
I do.
go ahead, Mr. Tanjo. Start with recent event, work backwards on what it is that Mr. Richards has done to make you seek a stalking order.
Yes. So for some time, since Mr. Richard moved into my property, that is, he moved in December 15. And then when I had an interview with him, I thought he was a respectable person. But then not long after that, he's been every time there's a conversation, it turns into threats. And
You
then,
are specific. What is it that he's done to you specifically?
yes, okay. Specifically, he said, my house is dirty. And all the tenants that live in this house, they are all dirty.
Wait a minute. Is this a bunch of rooms that you rent out as a bunch of rooms?
Yes, single room. So I said, okay, you've just been in here less than 2 weeks. I called a meeting in the house with all the other tenants. Some of them are sitting right here. I said, if you don't feel comfortable living here and you think that the place...
Let's get to what Mr. Richards did to you.
Okay, so Mr. Richard would always threaten me to beat me up.
Okay, like when and how often and what exactly did he say?
He would say, I'll beat you up. Even when my 2 kids were right here, he said, let them go upstairs and then see exactly what I'm going to do. I'll beat you up.
So when was that?
A couple of times, not even once.
When? Like last week, a couple of weeks ago?
A couple of weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago.
All right.
Yes.
What was he arrested?
So what happened is that, and at what time, in fact, I stayed away from the house just to avoid any confrontation. And then one other thing he would do to me is the thermostat is in his room. He would he would turn the thermostat off. The whole house will be freezing. And the other tenants will complain and all that. And some
but we're talking about, so he's threatened to beat you up. Yes. He got arrested for something. What did he get arrested?
Yes. So he arrested for threatening to beat me up, bodily harm, because I just came from somewhere. I was not in the house. I came back home here. I was in the kitchen. There was a trash bag hanging on the cabinet, and he just came into the kitchen and he said, "Why is this trash can here? Why is it?" I said, "Is there a problem?" "I don't know who put it there." And he said, "Well, it's a problem for me because I don't want it there."
Okay.
Then I said, "Okay."
Here's what I want to hear.
Then he threatened me. Then he said, I said, "Okay, I put it there. I'll take it outside and throw it away. It's not a problem." He says, "Well, I don't want to see it here." I said, "But then what are you talking about?" He said, "Well, I'm going to beat you up and beat everybody else up if I see that with food in the trash thing hanging there." I said, "Well, you can't say that. You can't do that." So he said, "I will do it. I'll beat you up." So I said, "Okay, you can't just threaten to beat me up and not, I will call the police." He said, "Call the police." I called the police. So when the police came and then they had a conversation and then finally police decided to arrest him.
Okay. All right.
So after he left the jail, he came back home and he said, "Well, I was going to pay for causing his arrest." And I'm saying, "Look, I didn't arrest you. Police arrested you. Police just came into the scene and talked to us and everything. I don't have the power to arrest you. It was police who arrested you. You can't retaliate on me." But he would not stop. I go out even in the street. I want to drive off. He will not allow me to drive my own car away. He's restraining me in the street. And he keeps doing that. I can't even go. I used to go out to do my exercise in the evening.
Okay, hold on. After he got out on bond, he came by to see you.
He came back home, yes.
Okay. Mr. Richards, let me ask you one question. Why did you go by there when your bond conditions strictly say no further contact with him?
Your Honor, I pay rent to occupy a room at the house. They didn't tell me when I bonded out that I had to stay away from there. The petitioner has 2 homes.
So I know it's Judge Morrow. I'm looking right now at your bond order, and they say no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons or firearms. It says no further contact. Highest attention. It says it in writing, and it's signed by Judge Morrow. And you got a copy of this when you bonded out. When you got out of jail. When you went 6 months to the jail. But they gave you, and the judge, I know Judge Morrow, he said, "These are your conditions. I do it in the evening every night. I said, no drugs, no alcohol, no weapons. Stay away from ankle monitor. I can go through it right off the top of my
Your
head.
Honor.
Why? No. Why did you go by there when this clearly says it's dated December 27th? No further contact with him.
Your Honor, my apologies. When I bond this, that was my first time ever being arrested. So when they explained to me the do's and don'ts, I assumed that what they had explained to me was enough, and they never said to me that I had to stay away from the property. Mr. Pius has 2 properties. He occupies another with his wife and 2 of his adolescent children. So this was my only place of residence.
But you had contact with him.
Because he comes there.
Okay, but it says no further. Have you moved out?
I can't move out because he had this temporary protection order placed, so I still have belongings in the house.
So you need to get your stuff.
Correct.
Do you have another place to move it to?
No, I haven't. I have a storage space.
But you have another place you're living, obviously, right?
No. Because of the frivolous arrest that was brought forth, I just recently was declined a place that they was going to not only have me rent, but they was going to have me retained as their courtesy officer, which would have cut my rent in half. But when they ran my background, it came up terroristic threat.
Well, yeah, but I mean, here's the thing. A cop made this. He didn't go take out a warrant for you. A cop filled out the arrest warrant and took it out based on whatever, right? So
they arrested me, Your Honor. The officers had informed me that they arrested me solely because of one of his 6 tenants, which is sitting beside him, assisting him, who claimed to have witnessed the alleged threat. Okay. And he was arrested at the same time for open warrant for shoplifting.
Mr. Tanjo, when can he go by and get his belongings?
I didn't get that, ma'am.
When can he go by and pick up his belongings from the house that he was residing in? A Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, he can get a sheriff's department escort.
You mean in future?
Next week.
Next week.
Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Thursdays, 10 a.m. or 6 p.m. Mr. Richards, what works for you? A Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday? Now, there's also other ones that they have to do escort. So probably escort to go get their belongings. So it'll probably be like a couple of, not next week, maybe the next week. Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, 10 a.m. or 6 p.m. Mr. Richards?
Wednesday, 10 a.m.
Wednesday at 10 a.m. All right. So, let's see. Your case is set in front of Judge Edline.
They haven't given me a court date, so I don't even know if I.
No, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you it's in front of Judge Edline. I'm looking at it on the system. It's assigned to Judge Edline. So what we'll do is we've got the address, right, Ms. Free?
No, Your Honor, I will need the address. This is a stalking order.
Oh, okay. All right. So, Mr. Richards, if you could put the address to that residence in the chat for Ms. Free. We're going to do an order so that you can go by there on a Wednesday at 10 a.m. Now, we're going to call the sheriff's office and get what Wednesday date. And we're going to put your email in there too, Mr. Richards and Mr. Tanger. You're going to put your email in there. But we'll send you a copy of that order, okay? There's instructions on there where you have to call the sheriff's department and confirm that Wednesday at 10 a.m. and you'll be there. I think they only stand by for like 2 hours.
I'm listening, Your Honor.
All right, and I'm assuming that you were assigned. Did you even show up at first appearance? You had a public defender that represented you.
What's the word?
A public defender.
I had a public defender, but I had rescinded attending because I don't have a criminal record and
Right.
I was released on my own recognizance.
Right. So, but if you have a public defender, you know who it was?
I can't recall. I can contact the public defender's office and get that information.
Okay. So you could let your public defender know that you appeared here And right now there is that no further contact. Let me explain it to you. No text, no calls, no letters, no carrier pigeon, no Morse code, no social media posting, no having someone else get in touch with him, no sign language from down the street, no holding up signs outside, no contact whatsoever with him. Okay, none. That'll be a violation of your bond condition, and they can violate your conditions, and you'll go back and sit in jail until your trial. You don't want to do that. All right. So, Mr. Tejo, right now there is there's a bond order that says he can't get in touch with you.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's his bond condition. And I think that should, I'll tell you what, we'll put this in place for like 3 months. Amber, it's free. Doesn't feel good today. We'll just put this in place for 3. By then, Mr. Richards, you should, and if Mr. Richards, listen to me, if your bond conditions, your public defender can get your bond conditions modified, and then this will just expire.
Your Honor,
Yes.
can I say something?
Gotcha, Your Honor.
Your Honor, that's text communication and video evidence that I have that contradicts the petitioner's temporary protection order. He offered me a.
The only reason I'm doing, I'll let you share that, but what, that he's contacted you after you were arrested?
No, he contacted me. He contacted me prior, but he also entered the room to remove furniture that he placed in the room. I have him on recording. He also offered me a lease agreement even after he had me arrested, and then attempted to have me arrested a second time when I was released. And I had communicated through him via text and asked that we reserve all communication by letter, email, text,
After
or
you got
video
out
chat.
on bond, did he contact you?
Yes. No, I contacted him because I lived there, and
All
he
right.
doesn't, and he lived between 2 different places. And I informed that I was
After
told
you
I had
got out on
COVID.
bond, did he contact you and offer to let you still live there?
He never denied me living there. He offered me a lease.
Mr. Antenjo, did you offer him a lease to keep staying in that house?
No, ma'am. When he moved into my house, I gave him a lease.
Listen, after he got out on bond,
No.
you did not offer him a lease to still stay there.
The only thing that I would do is, on condition that is staying in my house, there are some rules in the house.
So you did offer him a lease?
Not after he was released from jail.
When did you offer him that?
When he moved into my house, and I've not signed any lease with him.
Mr. Richards, show me that what he sent you after you got out on bond. Now, Mr. Antenjo, if he's going to share this screen, it's going to show you offering him something.
Yes, ma'am.
So you didn't send this to him after he got out? Looks like that was after he got out.
Okay.
No, let me say something. I just asked you, did you offer him a lease after he got out of jail? Now, this is you saying, here's a lease.
Okay, this is what happened. I have not offered him. I gave him a document, a draft copy of the lease agreement in the house to see the rules, the conditions, the terms and conditions for people living in my house.
This says
I did not sign a lease and give
a lease agreement for your, I guess you want to say perusal. Please note, rent is due on the 1st of the month with a grace period until the 5th. Thank you. So this doesn't say here are the rules. This is you contacting him. He got out on bond. Let me see that. What was the date of your bond? I can pull it back up.
28th, Your Honor.
December. So after the 8th of December, no. None of that. Why did you even continue to offer him to stay there?
The fact of the matter is that he is staying there. As a matter of fact, he's living in my house. I don't know about his bond agreement or anything. He's still living in my house.
You sent him a lease after he got out.
When you look at the date statement, he does not tell you, and he does not show you the statements that we have been making. This is just what you are seeing now. We have been having a couple of discussions about the conditions for his stay in my house.
So if he follows conditions, you'll let him stay.
The fact of the matter is that this man had told me he will move out of my house in a month.
And Tango.
Yes, ma'am.
You're not listening.
Okay.
If January the 3rd, nope.
Okay,
January
go ahead.
3rd, you sent him this and said, here's a lease agreement.
Yes.
Thank you. Stand by. Go ahead, Mr. Richards. You can show me the next. He had gotten out on bond December the 28th.
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Richards.
So that's his number, Your Honor.
Okay.
And this is, there's more communication, but I'm just showing you, I'm showing you our communication overall so you can see that there's no way he feels threatened by me with the communication that you see taking place.
What I want to see is if he sent you a lease that you can still stay in this house.
Okay, 1 second.
You need me to stop share so you can get it?
No, Your Honor. Here it is right here.
I was about to say, I still see the same screen.
Yeah, he's gonna have to stop share.
Yeah.
Oh, you still see this? Oh, okay, sorry. Let me change it.
Let me stop it. All right, go ahead and try to reshare again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right, hold on. Now, is this in January also?
Yes, Your Honor.
So this is after you got out?
Correct.
Right. All right. So you're in the green or he's in the green?
This is me, Your Honor, in the green.
You're in the green. Okay. Okay.
That's him in black.
Okay.
Can we read what he says in green, please?
I'm reading it.
Okay.
That's what I'm reading it. Okay. 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 Nice maintenance. Okay. 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 All right. Okay. Okay.
That's it, Your Honor.
Right. So, Mr. Ntanjo, it looks like you're still allowing him to live there.
Yes, ma'am. Can I say something?
Okay.
I don't know the condition of his bond hearing or whatever, but after he was arrested, he came back to my house and was living there, practically living with me. So now I know that this man, whatever has happened in court or whatever, he has been left to come. He has been allowed to come back to live with me.
So, sir, he's not living in the same house with you, is he?
He is.
You live in the same house you've rented a room to him at?
Yes, ma'am.
He lives at 2 places, Your Honor.
I don't live in 2 places. I live in this house.
Your Honor,
Yes,
the petitioner is married with 2 adolescent children, and they don't always stay at the house. He already told me that he has another domicile in Roswell, Georgia. So I'm a little confused if someone feels so threatened by me, why they would bring their entire family to the house on New Year's Eve, including his firstborn son with his wife and 3 small children.
I think,
and I have that in the text communication as well, Your Honor.
Go ahead, sir.
Okay, can I answer that, ma'am?
Okay.
If you look at the text messages, all I'm trying to do is to stay away from this man as much as possible and to respect him. He lives in my house. I do respect him living in my house, even though he has not paid rent and all that. I still allow that. It's okay. But the thing is that it is the threat and the stalking that I am saying that this man should not hurt me. Police already arrested him. He says, I will pay for that. So when he got a bond, I don't know what the bond conditions were. He moved back to live here.
Okay. It says to not have contact with you. Here you sent him another lease. And then you kept talking back and forth to him. You sent him another lease after he got out of jail.
Yes,
that's the first lease, Your Honor.
Because when he got out of jail, he moved back into the house. It is not before then. Look at the day that I gave him the lease. He got out of jail and he moved back into my house. I
Got
have
out
no
of jail December 28th, and you're sending him stuff January the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So
yes, because he's still living in my house. There's nothing I can do. I cannot throw him out.
Your Honor, he can evict me.
No.
Your Honor, he can evict me, and he has initiated the formal eviction process.
Yes,
right.
that is after the fact. Police. I called police. Police came here.
Here we go. There's bond conditions. Talk to your lawyer about the bond conditions, Mr. Richards. Both of you place your email in the chat. We'll send you a copy of the order. I'm going to deny it because the bond conditions will protect you, Mr. Chango. Just stay away from him. And Mr. Richards, you need to talk to your public defender and figure out what you need to do. All right?
So the TPO is still in effect?
No, I'm denying it. I'm denying it. So place your email in the chat.
So, can I go there to get my...
Look, make it as clear as I can be. I'm denying the TPO. They're bond conditions for you, Mr. Richards. You talk to your public defender about how you need to address those. Both of you, place your email in the chat and you can leave the meeting. Now, I'm walking away for a second before I get back with these 2 ladies that want to scream at one another. Y'all stay healthy and safe. Have a good week.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor. Are you still there?
Say go.
Yeah, so I didn't know about the bond thing. He cannot, the bond thing said he should stay away from me.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, the bond. Okay, I'm going to make sure that the bond thing, I didn't know about the bond thing. He should not have come back here. Yes.
But you didn't get to the part where after he...
No, the judge is not going there because he says...
You know what I'm saying? You didn't tell her about the part after he came here when he stopped you from moving your car. That's all you had to tell her.
The thing is that I gave him hold on. You didn't get what
you gave him a lease after he moved back.
That's it. That's the same thing.
All right, ladies, I'll be back with you. I'm gonna let these other people in. All right, everybody, camera on, stay on mute. Camera on, stay on mute. Camera on, stay on mute. Everybody turn your camera on, stay on mute. Ms. Barnett, Ms. Jones, you can leave your camera on. Camera on, everybody stay on mute. Ernest Roundtree, turn your camera on. No exception, sir. Turn your camera on. Ernest Roundtree, start your camera.
I'm working on that. Unfortunately, it's not allowing me to do it. Please give me a second.
Your name's not Ernest, so. All right, Eric Hopkins. Looks like he's trying to join. Nakia Jones, I don't know, y'all are here. God, yes, no. Demetria McDowell. Jarrett Fry. Y'all need to figure out how to take yourselves off mute.
I'm here.
Ms. McDowell, are you still wanting to go forward?
No, Judge, I do not wish to go forward.
Make sure your camera's powered on.
Go through, keep yourself on mute, Ms. Evans. Is this one of yours, Mandy? All right.
No, Your Honor, it's not.
All right, Ms. McDowell, you can take yourself off mute.
Yes.
Just, I mean, this, and I say this, Mr. Fry hasn't tried to convince you to drop this. You're doing this on your own accord, right?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Right. Mr. Fry, whatever you were doing allegedly, don't do it anymore. Okay? Because you'll end up back right here. I'm saying you did it, but I said allegedly, don't do it anymore. Y'all need to be good to people. There's enough wrong going on in the world. Protesting over here, people shooting each other on because of a police academy. We don't need to be fighting, okay?
Okay.
Mr. McDowell, Ms. McDowell, Mr. Fry, if y'all both place your emails in the chat, I'll send you copies of the dismissal. Mr. Fry, keep it with you for like a week or two because it takes a few days to come off of GCIC, okay? Once y'all both place your email in the chat, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. And if something else happens to Ms. McDowell, you know where to find.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, y'all stay healthy and safe. All right, Stuart Eden.
Yes, Your Honor.
Dehan, for the pronounce it. Jessica Evans.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, do you still want to go forward?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. I just need to make sure. Do you have any witnesses or just yourself?
Just myself, Your Honor.
All right. And Ms. Evans, do you have any witnesses or just you?
No, ma'am, just myself.
Okay. Monica Early. Roxanne Glass. Say here to appear. Chandrika Glass. Say here to appear. And Sharon Glass. Say here to appear. All right. Ms. Smith, is it Sevilla? Right. Can you take it off?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
I'm sorry if I mispronounced. Okay, so it looks like Mr. Howell hasn't been served by the sheriff's department, and the sheriff noted on here that that address was vacant.
I gave a work address for him and a 4-hour time frame where he could be serving his work address.
So did you tell the sheriff's department that?
I told the lady from Safe Families or whoever, I gave them I gave her that information. I never talked to no one from the sheriff's office.
So here's the thing. I love the deputies. They take care of us here. However, sometimes when they're out serving papers, they just look at the one address and they don't look at a second address because we got about 40 people coming in here a day for ex parte. So they're serving these other civil papers. So if you want to try, is where he worked in Fulton County?
It's in College Park, Welcome All Road.
I think that's all in Fulton. Some of it's in Fulton, some's in Clayton. So you can reach back. We're going to reset yours till February the 13th, but don't give the home address. Obviously, it's vacant. Put your email in the chat. Ms. Free will send you a sheriff's form and a reset notice. All right. And Safe Families will work with you. So let them know the address. We can look and find out if it's college, if it's the Clayton County side of College Park. You'll have to take the packet to Clayton County to get them to serve it. But if it's Fulton County, we can take the packet over to the sheriff's office. Okay.
Your Honor, if you want to put me in a breakout room with her real quick,
okay.
She and I can talk about that.
Okay. Or you can, you're a co-host. You can.
Okay.
Andy, yeah. Mrs. Sandifer's going to put you in a breakout room and you guys can chat. Okay. But your reset date is going to be February the 13th at 9:30.
Okay. Thank you.
Some numbers and s.smith@gmail.
Yes.
All right. We'll send you the reset notice in that sheriff's room.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. All right. Let's see. Eric Hopkins was in the waiting room. Where's he at? Did he leave? Well, wait to see if he shows up again. Mr. Stewart, how do you pronounce your last name? I know I'm destroying it.
Oh, I think you got it right the first time, Your Honor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think you got it right. Yeah.
All right. How long do you think it'll take you to present your case?
Maybe 10, 15 minutes, I believe. 10 minutes tops, maybe.
I got Miss Jones and Miss Barnett. It looks like Miss Eric hasn't joined yet, but he was on before. So we're going to wait on him, Miss Jones and Miss Barnett, and I'll go ahead and hear these two until he gets on. That way we can hear it all at one time. If you'll both raise your right hand, sir and ma'am, y'all swear firm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Iden, if you'll just start from the most recent event, because it's stalking that pertains to stalking, and tell me what she has done to you specifically.
Okay, so before I proceed, I would like to make one clarification. As we just swore, we have to tell the truth, nothing but the truth. And one of the events I spoke of was her coming into my place of work unannounced. I actually found out after the fact that she was actually scheduled to come to work that day. So I do want to clarify for the court today that I found out after the fact she was scheduled to come to work that day. I haven't worked with her in over 2+ years. So based on the events that transpired prior and finding out from my leadership and boss that she was in the building at the time, someone I hadn't worked with in over 2+ years in the same room, in the same space, I assumed she was showing up also to harass me. I just want to be clear about that. But everything else,
I appreciate that. That is something I wish other people would do when something's a mistake and clarified. So you are a gentleman and a scholar and a good example, Ms. Jones, Ms. Barnett, on what you got to do. You be humble. All right, go ahead, Mr. Iden.
Thank you, Your Honor. So the most recent event was on December the 31st of 2022, when the respondent, Ms. Jessica Lynette Evans, contacted me in a panicking tone based on how the messages she texted me, in addition to calling me when I was scheduled to work. This was after she had already made it abundantly clear just 9 days prior that she wanted no form of communication with me in form of text, call, or physical contact, which I obliged when I requested she pay me the money that she financially defrauded from me. I texted her, in addition to her husband, her supposed husband, Mr. Ernest Roundtree, in addition to her, Ms. Jessica Lynette Evans, in order to inquire getting my money back that she financially defrauded me from when she represented herself as an employee of the MA Briarcliff Apartments, MA Brookwood Apartment Complex she resides in currently, and she represented herself as an employee and was going to assist me get an apartment complex through that community. When I discovered beyond a reasonable doubt that she had financially defrauded me of my money in total of $4,330, and I have the bank statements to back that up today, as well as an $800 loan I had lent her in October, and I have the dates, but it was sometime in October. I want to say it was the 26th, but I have the exact date today with documentation. I gave her a loan of $800 when she told me, a friend and a coworker at the time, that she had a medical emergency, and I told her I would loan her $100 to assist her at a medical emergency, but I also inquired that what time she could pay it back. I'm a full-time student. I'm a part-time worker, helping pay myself through college. So I don't have the money just now to just give people $800, but she's a friend and a colleague of 3+ years. So I trusted her and I wanted to help her. She told me it was life or death. And I lent her $800. So in total, $5,130. When I discovered that she had frauded me, she proceeded to send me harassing text messages, and I have the dates as well with documentation today to present. And then I will be honest, after I discovered what happened, and she sent me those harassing text messages when I was at work and called me in the span of, I want to say 10 to 11 times in the span of 2 minutes, I was concerned how she was going to react going forward. So I proceeded to build my case and text her, only text her, I didn't call her or meet her physically again. Then I let her know, I know what happened. I've confirmed beyond a reasonable doubt that you, my friend and co-worker of 3+ years, have defrauded me of $5,330. I want my money back, or I will use every legal matter or contact the local authorities to get my money back. She told me not so many words, kick rocks and go to court with it. I proceeded to do that, Your Honor, got a police report, Your Honor, contact human resources at our current employer, Your Honor. I reached out to the civil, I reached out to the courts, filed a civil suit. I never filed one in my life, but I had to look it up. I Googled it and I figured it out. And after that, then she sent me the text messages on the 31st. And I can provide that today in court as well. And that's how we ended up today here, Your Honor. That's what I have to say.
Well, you two also work together.
Yes, well, we work together, but she's been on medical leave for over 2+ years. So I've actually not physically been in the same building with her for over 2-3+ years. The last time we were physically in the same building was pre-pandemic, the whole situation. I've not physically been in the same building with her since then, because I met her working at our current employer over 3 years ago. And she took an extended medical leave of absence. So I hadn't seen her physically for several years until we met for the first time in Thanksgiving last year.
Okay.
Your
so
Honor.
she kept calling you on the phone and harassing you.
Yes, Your Honor.
So how has she harassed you since you said here she has harassed you more since she's realized you filed the police report?
So I actually have, I can present today in the courts. She actually had lawyers send a letter to my parents' residence, and I have the documentation to provide to the court today, alleging that the loan I gave her, which I can prove to the court beyond a reasonable doubt today, was a loan. She knows it was a loan, but she's defaming me and claiming it was a gift. And she's having lawyers also send letters to my parents' residence. Has my parents freaked out because they're wondering what's going on, and I explained to them what happened. But I have the letter I can present to the court today too. In addition to her texting me and calling me when I was scheduled to work, when she found out I had filed a police reports, and I have a detective that was assigned to the case. In addition to contacting human resources, she sent me a series of texts that I can also provide to the court as well today in response to that. And now that I filed a civil suit and a protective order, now I have letters coming to my parents' private residence based off false allegations and claims that she knows is a lie. She knows is a lie. I can prove to the court it is a lie, but she's purposely misrepresenting what's transpired between us just to harass me again. I have the letters too. 2 of them were sent today to me.
All right. So what are the text messages that she sent you? What did they say?
I'm going to open up the documents. Is that okay?
Yes, sir. You want to share your screen? Go ahead.
Okay. Excuse me, I haven't done this before. Desktop. I have to change my system preferences briefly on my Mac. Bear with me. No. Okay, I'm gonna have to apologies, Your Honor. I'm gonna have to use my phone to show it to you, because if I try to do it through share my desktop, the Mac application wants me to quit Zoom, which I don't want to do in order to enable that function. So I'll just try and scroll through to it. Please give me a second. Okay, Your Honor, I'm ready. I can read you the message. This is what she sent to me on the 31st when I was scheduled to work.
So you can't share the screen. Let me see it.
If I do, it's gonna want me to quit the Zoom app. It showed me a warning that I have to quit the Zoom app. I have to enable a privacy center on my Mac to do it. Let me let me try to see if I can use my phone instead. I have an iPhone. I think I can.
Go ahead and read it to me, and then if we have some questions, we'll.
Okay. Sorry
Okay.
about that. So on the 31st of December, Your Honor, she said to me, "My job stewards, really? And you want to get me locked up? You know I have a baby. What the F? Is this what we're doing? Stewards, come on. Not only do I need my job, but to have me arrested, you are really coming for me. How am I supposed to live? Can you call me, please? How can I work this out because I need my job and to go to jail? Come on." That's after she had called me too. She had called me and I ignored the calls. Then she sent me those series of texts. This is 9 days after she told me, and I can read exactly what she said 9 days prior I should do, requesting I not make any form of contact or message to her, and I obliged, and I didn't do. I've not been to a residence, made a call or text or anything at all. I went ahead and proceeded with what I said I was going to do. Then she sent me that 9 days later.
Okay. Any more messages or text messages?
Not after that, no. At that moment, I informed my leadership I was going to get a restraining order against her because at that point the harassment was just too much. And then I get a letter following me getting a temporary order against it. Then I get a letter.
Okay. All right. What text message did she send you?
To me.
Are you speaking to me or Miss Evans?
You, sir. What text message did she send you?
Oh, so the first one, because that's the last one she sent to me. Oh, are you talking about what she sent to me as far as talking to her? Sorry, Your Honor.
Right. You said she was text messaging you stuff too.
Okay, so this was on December the 22nd, 9 days prior, when I let her know I knew what she was doing and she was committing in financial fraud. So I'm going to read it to you, Your Honor. She said, hello, what's going on?
Evans, I got to mute you. Thank you, because I hear the kids. Go ahead.
Okay. So initially I sent a text to her husband, and that's for context. And this is where I'm not reading you what I sent to her husband, but that's just for context of how she's responding now.
Okay.
What are you and Ernest talking about? Please tell me you didn't tell him. Hello, what is going on? Then I responded, Your Honor, I need my money back. I expect nothing less than $5,130 directly from you via Zelle. You have 48 hours starting at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time this morning. Otherwise, I will take legal action and contact the appropriate authorities. She responded, Your Honor. Wow. I responded back. Already met in person with the real estate property manager of MAA Briarcliff, Miss Lori Thibodeau. It's over, Miss Jessica Roundtree Evans. Room 1603 doesn't exist. There is no transfer fee, only an application and processing fee. The list of lies and fraudulent statements go on. I need my money back. Thank you. She responded, is that a threat? I responded back, no, Miss Jessica Evans. If I don't get my money back by the deadline, I will let the legal court system handle this matter, as well as the appropriate authorities. She responded, nice. I just don't know what you're talking about, and I wish you wouldn't threaten me because all it sounds like is threats. I responded back, Your Honor. As I would say for the last time, I only intend on handling being financially defrauded through the legal court system and appropriate authorities. That's the only way I handle business. She responded.
So you feel like she has been contacting you and harassing you since this whole thing started?
Yes. After that.
Contact someone as a pattern for the purposes of intimidation, harassment, threatening. You feel like for your safety, you've been harassed, intimidated, things like that.
Yes, after this.
That's how you feel? All right, Ms. Evans, I'll let you respond.
Yes, Your Honor. I simply contacted him to try and get things worked out. That's the only reason why I did that. I am no threat to Stuart. He knows that. He knows I have never been any threat towards him. The only way that I found out where he lived, and I had to do that, was because I needed to respond with my attorney. I knew that Stuart had acquired attorneys, and I knew that Stuart, all those things that he said that he was doing to come after me, I knew that he was going to do that, and he did. So what I did was I spoke with an attorney. The attorney said that I absolutely either needed his work email address or his home address. I said, well, I don't know where Stuart lives. Never knew where Stuart lives. He knows where I live because he had me served. He's been to my home before. He spent time here with me and my family. He knows where I live. I didn't know where Stuart lived. So my attorney advised me to figure out a way to get his address. All I did was type his name in Google and his address came up. I then provided that to the attorney. That was the only sole purposes of doing that. I do not want to harm Stuart in any way, way, shape, or form. I simply asked to work this out. That is why I text, hey, how can we work this out? So Stuart, whatever he said to my bosses, I'm not aware of what he said to my bosses. All I know is he did tell my bosses whatever he told them, and he did call HR on me. HR has since then contacted me. What HR decided to do, because see, when I was served with the protection order, I was told by the sheriff that I cannot go to that work or to my job that I've been with for over 11 years, because Stuart he felt in fear of his safety. And so because I was told that I could not go to work, my bosses said that has nothing to do with my job and that I have no choice but to go to work. I said, it's either I go to work or I get arrested, and I can't risk losing, excuse me, Your Honor, losing my freedom because I have a 1-year-old and he needs me, and we sleep together every single night, and I don't want to lose that, nor do I want to compromise that. So I told my boss that I have no choice but to miss work. He said, well, then I will consider it unexcused. Your Honor, I started this job in my early 20s, and I worked so hard and held multiple positions. And because Stuart has proceeded to do all these things and become vindictive, and all the things that he's alleging about me, that I've showed anger issues in the past, and all these things that he said about me that are untrue, and he knows that's not true. I lost my job. I worked so hard, and I would have never, ever compromised that. I lost my job. So we no longer work together. And I have since then applied for a new job, which I today received an email communication that I got the job. But the only thing is they will run a background check. If there is a TPO against me or a protection order against me, I'm sure they will find that. They said in the email, and I can show you that none of those things can be on my background. Your Honor, I would never in my life, I've never harmed anyone, and nor will I ever. Over money, it's not worth it. It's not worth my freedom. It's not worth losing my baby. It's not worth the time with my family that I spend every day with them. And I have, since I was served with this protection order, I have spent every single day at home bawling my eyes out, because yes, he was a friend, and I considered a dear friend. And
well, Ms. Evans, sounds like he has an issue with you defrauding him, and then when he called
allegedly,
and then he caught on to it and started taking action to try to get his money back, then you started harassing him, and that you keep harassing somebody, then that's stalking.
Unfortunately, Your Honor, I didn't consider that harassing, because I was just trying to get a hold of him to find a way that we could just work this out without us having to go through these measures and these unnecessary steps. I will prove in court that this was not any ill intention. That there was not any ill intention, excuse me, and
anything else, sir?
Me, Your Honor?
Yeah, anything else from you?
Yes, Your Honor. Firstly, the respondents made this statement that is an alleged. If you do, I have my iPhone hooked up, so if any documentation you wish for me to provide to prove beyond a reasonable doubt what she did is not alleged, it's factual, I'm ready to provide to the court today. That's the first thing I'd like to say. Secondly, I also want to inform the courts that my boss, Gerardo Martinez, did reach out to me today, and I can provide a text message, so it's not hearsay, text message from him, that HR wants to speak to me because of allegations Ms. Jessica Lynette Evans made about me. So I also want to make that clear, because so all the waterworks she's put on today, Your Honor, and I'm trying to be respectful. The respondent has shown, ever since I made my civil suit, I tried to be I tried to be I tried to be cordial about all this, even though she was a dear friend of 3+ years, co-worker of 3+ years, and I didn't see this coming. I dropped my guard for her, and I was punished accordingly for it. It stuff happens, life happens. Like I said, I'm a full-time student, I'm a part-time worker at the same employer for 5+ years. I'm going to my 6th year this year. Never, not a blip on my record working there, and I trusted her to do this for me. She did what she did. I tried to get the money back. She made it clear in not so many words. I can read the text message, kick rocks, as I read accordingly. And it was after I decided to go through what I said I was going to do of local authorities and the municipal courts, then came the allegations that my boss is alleging she may have made. I'm going to find out when I go to work today what she alleged I may have done to the HR. I hope it's not something I'm honestly just going to assume it might be defamatory because I don't know what she could have alleged I did to her. But I just want to be clear that her getting the letter sent to my parents' home spooked my mom a lot, Your Honor. So I was just trying to find a place to stay, Your Honor. It wasn't supposed to come to this. I loaned her money for emergency.
Cases you've had from her, do you feel harassed, threatened?
She harassed me, Your Honor. She's harassed me.
Your Honor.
Yes.
She's harassed me, man. I'm going to school full time.
Okay.
Your Honor, can I speak?
Go ahead.
This is not so-called waterworks. This is real. This is me. And this is what I've been feeling since I've been served this protection order. Stewart is claiming that, oh, he was served letters and his family's upset. How do you think my family felt when that sheriff knocked on my door? How do you think I felt? You know what? I only had to find out his address because I have to respond accordingly. He is filing things through the court, so I myself had to acquire an attorney to protect myself, just as he's protecting himself, right? Your Honor, I did ask, how can we work this out? But Stewart refused. The day that he asked me to return, I'm sorry. I said I wasn't gonna cry because I didn't want you to think that that I'm crying just to get out of anything. I'm not. The day that he asked for the money back that was Christmas Day. Christmas Day, my alarms were going off at 5 o'clock in the morning in the building and we were being evacuated. It was 9 degrees outside because the building was allegedly collapsing. People were running through the hall screaming, the building's collapsing. I spent my entire day working through that, as you know, or I don't know if you know, but multiple apartments flooded, and I'm talking over 20 units have flooded that day. So that day that he asked for me to respond, that day I could not respond because that was happening, but he wouldn't have understood that. He wouldn't have even cared because at the end of the day, he gave me a deadline, told me to respond by that day, but I could not. I was being evacuated. No, we were evacuated a total of 4 times that day. And then the final time we were told to stay out, we had to find a hotel to stay at because it was too dangerous for us to be in the building. So that day, unfortunately, I could not respond. And Stuart wouldn't have known that had been going on or went on because he made it very clear that he wanted me to respond that day. I could not. It was Christmas Day. And even if I wanted to pay him back that loan or gift, allegedly, right? Because we'll handle that in small claims court. Even if I was to handle that day, I couldn't, Your Honor. I didn't even have a Christmas tree, nor did we have gifts for our son because we're barely making it. He's a college student. I get that. But he has a lot of support that I don't, and we're barely making it. And now that I've lost my job because of this, even though I may have this new job, who knows when I'll be starting and making enough income to provide the way that I was with my job that I spent 11 years on, 11 plus years. I worked way too hard for that to fall apart the way that it did and out of my control.
All right. Anything else, Mr. Stewart?
Yes, Your Honor. Apologies for my slight outburst earlier. I do want to clarify something because I listened very attentively. I tried to. The respondent states that she lost her job because of this. That is factually incorrect. The reason being because my boss made it clear, and she already stated it herself, so it's not hearsay. She stated it herself today in court that she was told, as human resources already informed me, and my boss, Gerardo Martinez, and my leadership, Daryl Seattle's informed me, that the restraining order does not prevent her from showing up to work. They made that abundantly clear to me, and she already stated it today in court as well, too. So she could come to work if she wanted to. All I requested from them was she stay away from me, and that really was not going to be too hard because when my current boss, Daryl Seattle's, took over our department, she was actually moved to a different department that's across the store from us. So her maintaining distance from me wouldn't have been too complicated. My intention wasn't that, oh, she'd get fired or whatever the case may be. I reported what I reported to human resources, and whatever decision they're going to do, which ultimately, from what they informed me, was leave it to the courts and the police force, was what they did. So she could show up to work. And I don't want to go into more hearsay because her leadership did tell me she could show up to work, but she chose not to show up to work. So I just want to be clear about that real quick. As well as I can share my iPhone screen if you want, Your Honor, because she said the loan is alleged. And I just, so you can see, so you can understand who we're dealing with, Your Honor, I have proof as well on my phone, if you want me to share my iPhone screen, that it wasn't a gift, it was a loan. She knows it's a loan, and she's making false claims that it's alleged. So we know who we're dealing with, Your Honor. That's all I have to say.
So, I'm gonna put this in place for, I'm done. I've heard what I need to hear. I'm gonna put this in place for 6 months. If you both place your email in the chat to me or Ms. Free, we'll
Thank
send
you,
you
Your
a copy
Honor.
of the order. Thank you.
Your Honor.
Thank you,
Ma'am,
Your
I
Honor.
just
I've made my decision.
okay. Well,
Thank you,
now
Your
that
Honor. I
you've done
appreciate it.
that, I
Thank
would
you.
like to say
No,
yes.
no, I don't need. Place your email in the chat. Once you place your email in the chat, you can leave. All right, Ms. Burnett.
Your
Ms.
Honor.
Jones.
May I interrupt for one moment?
Yes, ma'am.
Should the Safe Families Office bring the ex partes up to you, or
Yeah, just over here in 8G.
run them up the papers? Okay.
Yeah, they can
Great.
bring it.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate it.
thank you.
Your Honor, I just have a question.
Miss, I have ruled. I've got to start. Place your email in the chat. We'll email you a copy of the order. I can't give you the legal advice. All right, Ms. Barnett, Ms. Jones, y'all turn your cameras back on.
Okay. You cannot start the video because the host.
Hold on. There you go. All right, Mr. Hopkins, raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth? Nod your head for me. All right. All right. Ms. Jones, do you want the other camera turned on too, or are you gonna leave it off? He's frozen. Ms. Jones, you froze. Ms. Jones, you're frozen. All right. Phone in the computer. There you go. All right. This is going to be a decision I'm going to regret till the end of time. Mr. Hopkins, just let me hear from you. And just hold on, Miss Jones. I'll hear from you too. You know that. But you got my word. If y'all start arguing between each other, done. Continue it, and we'll bring you in here in person. So, we're not back on the block. We're in a courtroom. Behave as such. Jones, Ms. Barnett, put yourselves on mute. If you think you need to scream out something, you put yourselves on mute, because you can scream out to yourself all you want to. Mr. Hopkins, take yourself off mute. Tell me what's been going on. You got to take yourself off mute, Mr. Hopkins.
Okay. Can you hear me, Your Honor?
I can hear you. All right. I want you to start from those recent events, work backwards. Tell me why it is you're seeking this order.
Okay. The most recent event is happening with my work. She's calling corporate offices. She's stalking, popping up.
Hold on a second. I need to know. See, you're saying she's calling corporate offices. Those people aren't here to testify saying that she's calling them. So this is what she's done to you personally. Because you don't have your corporate office here, anybody to say that she's the one who called. So you can't really testify to that because she's gonna say it
Oh,
wasn't me.
I have evidence. I have the texts. She emailed my corporate.
But I can't see a text between her and anyone else. It's got to be between you and him.
Okay, nevertheless, she consistently calls my phone.
Not nevertheless. That's how it is. Tell me what happened between you and her only. Go ahead.
Okay, she consistently calls my phone, harassing me from different numbers, calling me all kinds of names, stealing pictures off a line, sending them out to other places. Through the past, for this been going on for 8 years now. I've been trying to get this order against her, and it's not been working. She has been damaged my cars, physically abusive. She has lately threatened me. She always bringing up her men. She's always saying stuff like this, accusing me of stuff, telling lies, ridiculing me, slandering me to everybody, posting things on media, social media. All I want is this over. Just to leave me alone. If I have to go through the child support situation, we do that. I have no problem with that. She does not let me see my children already. I do not bother that woman. I do not go by her house. I do not do things. She's coming to my job. She's telling all kinds of lies and stuff, you know, trying to make me seem like I'm this vigilante type person, selling drugs, slandering me, guns. I work 7 days a week, Your Honor. My corporate office
Let me
is...
interrupt you real quick. Okay? I've been told I have an accent. Personally, I don't hear it. All right? And I like to tell people I'm smarter than I sound. And I promise you, Miss Sanford can account for this. I may sound like I was born in some sort of shed with no electricity or indoor plumbing. But I am way smarter than I sound. I like to say it sounds like cornbread and buttermilk when I open my mouth with my accent that people allegedly think I have. But I am smarter than I sound. So one thing I need here is specifics. Specifically, call me on January the 1st. She said this to me. She texted me. This is how I know it. She texted me this. So when you talk like this, in generalities, that's not what I need. If you have stuff you want to show me, feel free. And trust me, I work 7 days a week also, and at night. So you've got to tell me exactly what she has done to you. Because when you say she's sending stuff to other people, that's other people that has to come in and talk about that. So, for instance, Metropolis, she called me 382 times in January, and I told her not to reach out to me anymore. Here's my call log. That would be things that I need to see and hear. There's a reason for the two of you to talk. A legitimate conversation would be because y'all have a child together or children. Two. Okay, you have two children together. So there is a legitimate purpose for the two of you to communicate about the child. So outside of that legitimate purpose now, if she texts you something like, you know, you're sorry, Dad, because you hadn't paid child support, technically that's about the child, not a really good way to say it. But what has she done to harass you, threaten you, intimidate you? You specifically, because you don't have somebody from your corporate office saying they've answered the phone when she's called. And you have to prove that she's stealing stuff from social media. And some of that's hard. Because I had a lady in front of me where this guy created a website. And she had to get some highfalutin people involved to show that it was him that created it. Needless to say, she ended up getting the feds involved, and I think he's sitting in federal prison. So you have to tell me things, Mr. Hopkins, that you can actually prove. Like, look, Judge, here's my phone. This is her number. This is the text. Okay?
Oh, I mean, but I'm on the phone with you right now, so.
Okay, well, then there's that share screen option that's at the bottom, a little green square with an arrow pointing up. It says share screen. That's how you present your evidence. Now, I know that in my notice of hearing, it says it'll be on Zoom. I think I used to put something there you can familiarize yourself with Zoom. And it's been almost 3 years people have been using Zoom. So if you work in corporate, you use Zoom during the pandemic.
No, I'm a service manager, maintenance, ma'am.
Right.
I have a corporate that she's calling and telling lies to. And I got my property manager will witness to this. She also said she will write it up that she has called the office. I have witnesses that she's popping up at my job.
She's not here to testify. So tell me what she's done with you.
I keep trying to explain it to you.
No,
but
you're telling me what she did to somebody else, sir.
I'm telling you what she's doing to me, coming up on my job to me, Trespassing.
When did she come to your job to you?
Probably about a month and a half ago.
So sometime in December?
Yeah, sometime in December. She has brought the girls up there a couple of times, right? Just being ironic and stating things on me and threatening me and calling me all kind of gays. And is a such thing as harassment, Your Honor. I looked that up. She is harassing, calling from all different types of numbers, Texas, stating things, threatening.
How do you know that it's her from different numbers?
Oh, I know it's her. She talks about my children. Of course it's her.
Okay, there you go. You have to say something that she only heard.
Oh, and I have them on file. I have everything. I even have a whole file here from back when I was trying to file before with all texts from her. Everything threatening me, everything accusing me.
Tell me when she's threatened. Tell me. Start with threats. When did she threaten you? How? If it was text, you guys show me the text.
Had her man come and put his hands on me. She says I'm nothing but a punk. She seen me get knocked out before. She say I'm gay. She says my booty hole big, all kinds of things, and they're gonna rape me. And she's gonna make sure that her threats are mainly making sure that I'm gonna get fired, which she has done in the past with another job. Her threats is, that she's gonna expose me to everybody that I am this gay man. Her threats are personal, which I've known in the past for her to be very violent and also have weapons. And I do fear for my life of her popping up at my job just out the blue.
All right. So, I mean, like calling you names isn't necessarily a threat. I mean, if that was, everybody have a TPO against everybody.
Nah, it isn't that. She's saying what do to me and what her male companion would do to me. Okay. And I'm not bothering her at all. I mean, it's as simple as just having this situation be leave him alone. How hard is that? I'm not bothering her, period. I want to do everything legitimately, go through the court system to where I could get visitation rights, to I could pay my child support. I get her just recently. I started paying her money through Cash App, and she turns around and tells me if I don't pay her, she's going to destroy my life and this and that. So that's basically extorting. That's basically, threatening me that she's going to do something to me if I don't pay her this money.
Right. So you got to show proof of this. You can't just tell me she's doing it. So you need to be able to share your screen to show me any messages between you and her, not her and anybody else, but you and her.
Yeah, I'm trying to find this, how to do it, because you said it's an arrow at the bottom, but
It should be at the bottom of the share screen. So you got to pull up what you want to share and hit that.
Okay. Wait a minute, how do I go back now? I gotta pull up, okay, because where's my photos?
Okay. You got it?
I'm trying to send all this stuff.
No, it's not sending it. You have to share it. Please don't show me something I cannot unsee.
Okay, I'm trying. I'm not too phone savvy, but so you're not seeing nothing?
You're not sharing your screen yet. It's just you. And now you're frozen.
Nothing yet.
Nope.
You're not seeing all my photos and all the texts.
Nope. I'm just seeing you. You're not sharing your screen.
All right. You said go to the green arrow. Share contents. Okay, go to photos. All right. Share, go to photos. Are we seeing anything yet?
Nope, just you.
Because once I do that, I share content, right?
You got to tap on it.
Yeah, I tapped on it. Screen.
You got to highlight what you want to share.
This ain't going to that. It ain't doing this. I'm trying to highlight. I'm trying to go to my photos so I can highlight because I photoed all the texts that she has and the things that she's done. I could go on for days with all these. Just show everything. This is why you don't need to be on Zooms, showing all the money, bragging this and that. Is the main one. She really be ridiculing.
Ms. Jones, this is against you. You probably want to sit down and pay attention.
Did you see him?
Nope.
Well, I ain't gonna be able to do it because I don't know how to do it. Yeah, see how she's ridiculing? Everything's funny because I don't know how to do this. But it's serious. If I was in the courtroom, I'd have all this with me. Yana, I don't know how to pull it up.
Well, you got to prove your case.
So what was going to happen is she could keep doing what she's been doing for 8 years, and ridiculing and making a mockery of the law. What I need to do? Do I need to just get a lawyer?
All right, just try to tell me first what's happening, because I'm sure if you tell me a text, maybe she'll show me something different, or she'll show me, I don't know. Just go ahead, tell me to you though, okay? Like she texted me this that said this exactly. I mean exactly. Don't say threaten me. You have to tell me what it said, and it was to you.
I just explained that to you.
Nope.
That I'm nothing but a punk. Her man was
you got to get December the 18th. She sent me a text saying F off. That's what I need to hear. Not in December. She sent me a bunch of, what did you say, texts, but it's text messages. So tell me exact date and what that said.
Okay, on where they at? And this you can't even get people to leave you alone nowadays. Till something really happened. Read this shit. This one. It don't even have the dates on there, Your Honor. From what I screenshot the pictures, it don't even have my dates on it. I just got hundreds. I got hundreds of consistent texts from her. Okay. Just hundreds of them.
Okay, so you've got to tell me that I know these are from January. Ms. Jones, put your shirt back on. Cover yourself up. Can't wear that in the courtroom. All right, Mr. Robert. If I look at my phone, I can look at it and go, read it. I say, oh, that was probably in January. So I could give on or about time when it was sent. If you screenshot it, you can kind of remember when it was sent. Try that.
Okay. Well, in January, there was statements that, she's going to ruin my life around January, maybe not January, probably about January 12th when she expected me to have money for her.
So that's
She
in
told
2023, right?
yes,
Okay. All right, sorry, go ahead.
to have money for her. Basically extort me, saying that if I don't have the money, she's going to make it fun. She's going to mess my life up. In which she turned around and, like I said, she did the texts, the emails to corporate and all that stuff, trying to get me fired. Then she goes and harasses everybody around me. And she's telling me that her man, you know, these are all texts on the same day. So it ain't hard to do because she texts 20 texts in a row. It ain't just like it's one text. She don't stop. And then I don't even answer half of the time. And then she's sitting there talking about how her boyfriend's a more man than me and they'll come and see me and this and that. And I ain't nothing. And what she seen me do. She goes on about everything. She makes up a whole lot of frivolous stuff too. But the point is she keeps coming at me and I'm worried about what she's going to do. She has a mental stable problem and she needs help. But she has literally said that she would send her people to come and get me. She has literally showed up at my house with a group of people and assaulted me. She has
When was that?
That was a couple years back.
Okay.
And I tried to get my ex-fiance had got a restraining order on her also. This is a pattern. Everybody's trying to get restraining orders from her because she's harassing everybody and doing things. But when my ex-female left me because of the situation with her, couldn't deal with that. And she turned around, like I said, assaulted me back then with a group of people. Now she's threatening me again, saying that the man that she's been with for all these years, she'll have him come and see me and that she's going to make my life a misery, hell, and she's going to put me in jail for things I ain't even doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we could consent to drug tests and I guarantee you she'll fail.
All right, so tell me about threats. What threats?
I just told you, having her man come and get me.
Okay, what does that mean though? You have to tell me what that means to you.
Put his hands on me.
Okay, you got to tell me what it means. I'm not stupid.
Yeah, I'm just saying put his hands on me.
Specific. I cannot imply something from what you say. That's why I have to ask you, what exactly did she say? So what about in 2022? What contact did she have with you that you found intimidating or threatening?
Oh, it's been consistently the same thing, but she has showed up to my job, nervous, irate, pulling me off from talking to people, other witnesses also, but they ain't here. I understand that, Your Honor. And, you know, she's all irate, telling me why she doing things and this and that. And then she turns right around like she's bipolar and texts me and starts coming up with, oh, come over here and do this to me and do that and all this. And then turn right around and say, I don't want you. My man's coming over here. And don't worry about it. He'll see you out there. Stuff like that. All kinds of, I mean, the list goes on forever. I can't even remember off my head how many things she says to me. I tried to alleviate the problem, but she just keeps coming up. She has damaged vehicles of mine in the past, damaged female vehicle I was dealing with in the past. Like I said, assaulted me. So I just got to keep expecting her when she says she's going to come and do it, and I know she will. I'm supposed to just sit back and just let this happen?
Let me ask you a question, Ms. Hawkins. Have you told her to leave you alone?
Plenty of times, 100 million times. Please, I asked her, please leave me alone. I say, matter of fact, we don't have to have no dealing. I'm just going to send you money for my daughters, which and still I have to go through the court system to even take blood tests on these children. But that ain't this.
So earlier she showed me some text messages between the two of y'all. They were, I guess, sexual in nature. What's that about?
That's not me. There's no sexual nature. I have not touched that woman, seen that woman in over 8 years.
That's true. That's true. We have not had sex or nothing.
I got this.
Sorry.
And I never asked her.
She just showed me some text messages where they were like sexual in nature exchanges on a text message.
That's her. That's her texts towards me. I ain't never text that. If you look at every text I send, and I could prove it with my texts, if I could ever learn how to screenshot, that I always ask her to leave me alone. I was in a faithful relationship for 5 years with someone, and now I'm in a faithful relationship with Miss Barnett. And she just pulls up Miss Barnett's thing, trying to mess with her just because she's with me. It's showing and proving right there in your eyes that she is about trying to make my life miserable and don't want nobody with me. I'm not harassing her.
Woman, how do I know anything about any of the women that you're with, Eric?
Because you look them up.
Hey!
That's true, Your Honor. She looked them up because she sent me the texts and I got all the pictures, personal stuff I didn't even know about my female. I didn't even know about her. I didn't know nothing about bankruptcies or nothing that my female had.
And I guess I just know her name. I'm psychic.
Oh, you went and found out where she lived and everything.
Nope. Hopkins.
Yes,
I'm gonna
ma'am.
place you on mute. The only reason I'm gonna put you on mute is because I know you're gonna get angry and want to scream and yell. You can scream and yell what you want to while I got you on mute. Okay,
That's fine, Your Honor. I'm cool.
All right, Ms. Burnett, I'm gonna mute you too while I hear from her. This is what it came to. Ms. Jones.
Yes.
Respond to what Mr. Hopkins has said only.
Okay, now I was with Mr. Hopkins for 4.5 years. When me and him broke up, he told me that he was going to get my children taken from me, make me lose my Section 8. And since we have broke up, I told you from at first, he has tried this. As soon as we broke up, within the first month, he had Clayton County Police coming knocking on my door for wellness checks for no reason. When him and Miss Tammy got together, I told you the situation with them calling defects and having my children questioned. Okay, all of this is for no reason. I'm going to show you the text message that started all of this right now between me and him. It started off as a text message between him and my 10-year-old daughter. Now, the day he's talking about, and also I did have to get in contact with Mr. Hopkins because he has not paid child support or nothing for my children in 7 years, but he was paying for a cell phone for both of them. Okay. And with him paying for the cell phone, I found out that he had an app on the cell phone that he was buying for them that can track. And that's how he found out where I live at now, because he had a tracker on his cell phone. There started to become problems again between me and him after you guys gave me the protection order back in 2020 for him. When the protection order was up, okay, that's when he started with the BS all over again. I had to go through him for my daughter's phone. So I told him, I brought her an iPhone and all she needs is for you to switch the service over. He gets upset about that. I'm being called names, all types of stuff. At that time, he was still with Miss Jones, who had seen what was going on and even called me and apologized for her part in him being able to use her against me for no reason. Okay. In April, there was a problem because now I'm buying the cell phones and he can no longer get to them to put the app on there to track us. So long story short, after that happened with the 10-year-old, my 7-year-old was promised an iPhone from Mr. Hopkins. It was time for her to get an upgrade. I was on that side of town because she had to have a cap surgically removed out of her gum. So I was on that side of town at the dentist's office. They know everyone outside of town, that's where their dad lives. She asked to stop by, which I did. She talked to her dad. It was a good conversation. He told her he was going to get her a new phone. Long story short, we get home. She tells the 10-year-old when we get home, we stopped by and we seen daddy today. So of course she's excited. So she starts texting back and forth with her dad. Now this is in October. She starts
Is all this somehow getting to the two of y'all?
No, and I actually want you to see these texts, so I would like to be able to
look at
here.
Mandy, I swear to God, I need to go to like speech therapy and drop this accent because people honestly don't either understand what I'm saying or think I'm an idiot. Miss Jones, I need you to get off of 285, stay on the connector. Respond to what Mr. Hopkins said you did to him. Don't bring the kids into it.
I can't.
I already know you want to say something. You took yourself off mute. So I'm gonna mute you back, Miss Barnett. So
I can't defend myself over lies. They're both making up things. But all I can show you is the truth of how this even started. But how can I defend myself?
I'm making up things.
Barnett, see, that's why you can scream and yell and say everything you want to on mute, Miss Barnett. Don't take yourself off mute.
I have never went to his house, which is in text messages.
So he says you've been texting him out of control, incessantly, especially since in January.
If that's the truth, then he should be able to show them. Only time I
had text messages were you
children.
You had text messages. You showed some were
about our children, and I showed you that first text message. Remember, I showed you my daughter asking me
the one you put where he was allegedly asking you for a picture.
Oh, that picture, that I gave you that one too, because he calls and texts me from other phones. All the stuff that he's trying to lie and say I did, he does. Look at my finger. You see that it's crooked? Mr. Hopkins did that. My face, you can see a dark mark here. Mr. Hopkins done that. When me and Mr. Hopkins broke up, Mr. Hopkins became very abusive. All the stuff that Mr. Hopkins is saying that I did, oh, let me pull up stories. He's pulled up at my house when I had a date. That's how my face got scratched up. Okay. Then another time, me dropping the girls off, he was mad because I was going out and hit me with the baby, the seat, the chair for the car seat, hit me with that in my finger and crippled it. Okay. So why he's trying to talk that I didn't did all of this stuff to him, which is lies, and I'm not want to come on here and lie on people. Now, this is how this right here just started, because I told you, he told me he was going to destroy my life. If I could share this, this is how everything started, with just a text message between him and my daughter. Because the situation is so crazy that I can't explain it to you, because it's just crazy. There's no emotional attachment between me and this man at all. None. At all. No reason. I didn't even do these things when me and him first broke up. He didn't even get with Miss Jones until we were broke up for 2 years. So why would I all of a sudden just become a stalker? He had many of females. This makes no sense. Okay. But I just want you to see this, because my daughter also wrote a letter to her dad. Okay. Okay, but these text messages right here shows exactly what happened.
I don't
and how
it's between him and your daughter.
Because it's between me. I'm in there too, because he's talking about me. It's just to show you what is going on. She just said, "Daddy, I want to see."
Listen, is it him texting her about you, or
yes,
you a recipient of the text?
Yes, he knows it.
No. Did he send that text to you or to the daughter?
There's a text in here that he's sending directly to me, because in his mind he's talking to me. He's not talking to my daughter.
It went to your phone.
No, he used to harass me through their phones. That's why I got him to turn them off.
No.
Okay, but it's on my phone. The text message is on my phone. So that's what I wanted you to see. But that's how all of this started. My daughter told him that she missed him, wanted to see him, and she was coming telling me that her dad wanted to pick them up. I let him know that she was just lying on both sides, telling him that I said that he can come pick him up, and I didn't. I explained that in the text message to him. Now, can I show you the one between me and him? Because I don't have to show you between them, but I can show you between me and him and how he just snaps. This is my proof.
What I've been asking for an hour between you and him.
Can I show the screen so I can show you?
Share the screen and show between you and him. The screen's frozen, Miss Jones.
Okay, there we go. Okay, now on this phone here, I can show you exactly how.
No. You're gonna hold up the phone and do like that. I can't read it. I mean,
no, I can share my screen. I shared my screen with you before. I shared it with you.
When was this text message?
This is what started in October. After I took my baby girl past there to
2022.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. I don't see any. Okay, here we go now. Hold up. Participant share. Okay, what do I hit after I hit share? My daughter did it before. Do I hit photos?
Daughter, you need to pick what you want. You need to pick what you want and share.
Oh, it's in my text message.
Pick what you want and then share it. Okay. And man, if you keep your other shirt on, please, because.
Oh, I'm sorry. It keeps sliding down. It's a shawl. Okay. Okay, that wasn't it. When I'm trying to do it through a text message, can anybody let me know which one it is? To share it through the text message?
I'm not sure if I know the question, but if it shares.
The way it comes up, it says Google Drive box photos, documents. Oh, screen. Here we go. That wasn't coming up at first. Okay, you can see my screen now.
Yes, there's a picture of somebody.
Okay. Okay. It's not coming up. There we go. Now this here was me just responding to Eric, letting him know that what my daughter was basically saying to him, saying that I said that they can come over to his house and stuff, just didn't happen. And I was trying to explain to him that.
So this is you texting him from your daughter's phone. And I
Yes.
just said, that's not what I wanted to see.
Yeah, but this is how all of this situation started, was from her texting him and him texting back on her phone. This is me trying to explain to him about that I didn't say that she can come to his house. Okay, and then his text back, which was very evil for no reason. Sorry, she sent this to me the wrong way. Okay. Now all I was doing was letting him know that what she said was lies. I'm trying to find one that has the whole text message on there. Okay. I don't know what having a man around him or none of that got to do with what's going on with my daughter, but this is the type of stuff I went through. And if I could show you the text messages between him and my daughter, she's saying, Daddy, I want to see you. And he's talking about my girlfriend, well, my woman. And my woman.
That's, he could choose to be a dad or not be a dad or be a father or be a whatever. He could choose that. I can't make him have a relationship with his daughter.
No, I'm not saying that you can. I'm just trying to show you what type of man he is.
I don't care. I'm
okay.
not.
Okay, no, that's fine.
That doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Doesn't affect anything. He can be scum of the earth, but if he proves his case, I'll put this in place.
Well, I mean,
he'd be, the governor.
I don't bother him.
Put it in place.
I do not bother him though. Only time I reach out to him is about our children. That's literally it. And
okay, that was, and I hate this word. He's on what's up? Dick pussy, dick pussy, dick pussy, dick pussy. Going back and forth between texts with one another, but I never want to hear it again. So that's more than talking about your kids.
No, ma'am, I have the texts talking about my children, but those are to him, not to her. Do you want me to pull up the text messages between him and I? It's all about my children. I can do that. And you all have some in your system also. I emailed you all some.
Well, that's not how you enter evidence. We don't take it. You enter evidence by showing it during the hearing.
Yeah, I did show some in evidence. I'm about to go to my emails right now. And then we will.
All right, you got 5 minutes, and then I'm going to them and hear the last words from them.
Yeah, because I haven't harassed them or nothing. It's like, how do you even defend yourself against lies? I don't get it. I don't go around it. Okay.
You got 5 minutes. I'll give Mr. Hopkins 5 minutes. I'll give Ms. Barnett 5 minutes, and we're done.
Okay. And also, if some of them ain't going to make sense, because I showed you that he'll call and text some other
Look, it shows right there in November he sent you $300.
Oh, yeah, for the first time in 7 years, he did.
So it looks like the child support cases keep getting dismissed because he's not served.
Right. Okay, nobody serving nothing. When I came to get the PTO back in October, he wasn't served then either.
Every time years have been put in place because he hasn't been served.
It's not right. And me and my daughter took a DNA test back in 2019. He's the one not showing up for it. I'm the one trying to leave this totally alone and even have my 10-year-old give up on having a dad that she wants to have. It's not me. Like, literally.
All right. All right. Anything else, Miss Barnett?
He's been doing this and then her, I don't even know her.
Exactly. So why are you harassing?
What is this you're showing me? What is this you're showing me? I don't.
No. You wasn't finished. You was reading that.
You had this one, the green screen with this white print. What is this?
Green screen. This.
Well, there's white print on a black. What does this say? I mean, you're scrolling through? You just took it off. What was all that about?
Oh, these are the text messages. about my children to him.
About kids. Okay. All right. What else do you want to say? Sum it up. What else you want to say?
You know, I honestly, now that the cell phones is turned off, and my daughter now is scared to even ask her dad for money or anything because the sheriffs are coming to the house anytime. All she simply asked was, "Dad, when are you sending the money?" And all of this stuff started. So I want nothing. I don't even want his child support. I don't want nothing but to leave. I need to be left alone. I'm the one who's being bothered. Both of them call me, not me calling them.
Girl, I don't call you.
I showed you.
Girl.
But I proved that you did.
Barnett, girl, no, don't do that. Just, I'm gonna mute you now, Miss Jones. All right, now, no more girl, Miss Barnett. Now you tell me. You got the floor. Only you, Miss Barnett. She unmutes.
You talking to me, Yana? I need her.
Girl.
Yeah, I did, because that's what she's acting like. She's acting like a girl and not a woman. That's why.
Step it up. 3 minutes. Tell me.
Everything I said earlier still stands. I want her to stop harassing me, stop trying to look up stuff on me, about me, and just leave me alone. And my job is aware of everything that's going on. And if she tried to contact my job in any way or fashion, Wellstar will prosecute her for harassment. So let that be known also. So that's all I got to say.
All right. Mr. Hopkins, now I'm gonna mute you back, Ms. Barnett. All right, now, Mr. Hopkins, go ahead. You have to take yourself off mute again, sir.
Okay. You hear me, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. Roy, I can hear it.
All I'm saying is, obviously, she's a compulsive liar. She's been doing this stuff to me. She's been doing the stuff to people around me. Like I said, I can't prove it because I don't know how to use my phone. I understand you need facts. But I'm saying if it's so much that I'm apparently bothering her, why doesn't she accept this protection order and leave me alone? Because I'm not contacting her. She can't show you a number that I have my phone calling her. I do not call her, period. I don't even know how to make up fake numbers and stuff like that and all that type of stuff. I don't even know how to use my arrow that you're asking. And she's just claiming that. All I'm asking is for her to leave me alone. Like she said, she'll stop and she'll do all this. It's a lie. It's a straight lie. As soon as she finds out that you don't grant this because I don't have proof or whatever the situation may go, she's going to go right back at it. She's going to go right back at it. That's the type of person she is. Now, she's been threatening me. She's been popping up at my job. And it ain't about my daughter because she wants control. She wants to make it seem like, oh, now, like she said, I was paying my daughter's phone for over 7 years. Both of them had phones. And I'm not making it about them. But because I don't give her what she wants, she extorts me through that. Then she turns around and tells me she's going to make my life miserable if I don't pay her the money, in which she's lying about $300 in 7 years. But nevertheless, that's something that child support has to deal with. I understand that, and I'm aware of that. I just want her to leave me alone. Don't call me. Don't text me. I don't do none of that to her. I don't want her popping up on me. I don't want her goons coming after me. I don't want, her harassing my job. I'm trying to make a physical living to take care of my kids while she's trying to bring me down, all because I don't want her. And I'm sorry I couldn't bring out the texts to you, but that's all I have to say, Your Honor.
All right, I'm gonna put you back on mute. Nobody's gonna interrupt me. Nobody's gonna interrupt me. I don't know. I mean, I've looked back. There's history. They've denied. Now y'all are back. The person I feel sorry for are these children. Miss Barnett's children, y'all's 2 daughters. That's who I feel sorry for. Because no matter what, they are caught up in the middle of this. Now, Mr. Hopkins, you pay child support, you don't pay child support, you legitimate, you haven't legitimate, I don't know. But you made a choice to have children with Miss Jones. Good choice, bad choice, indifferent choice. That's the choice you made. All right. So these children didn't ask to be here. We all have choices we have made in life that we regret. But the regret that you were with Miss Jones shouldn't be a regret because you obviously have 2 beautiful children. So you can decide what kind of dad, father, whatever you want to be to them. Okay? I'm asking both of y'all right now to block one another's number. I mean, just see, I'm not listening. I got you on mute. Why I got you on mute? Because I don't want to hear anything while I'm talking. Right? I want y'all to block each other's number. There is a website that's called oh my God. Oh God, somebody help me. All right, hold on.
The Our Family
Our
Wizard.
Family Wizard. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Even Miss Free, sick. Quick. Our Family Wizard. Mr. Hopkins, Miss Jones, you both go to Our Family Wizard. It's a controlled platform. You have, if your children have extracurricular activities, they can put it on there. You can put it on a calendar. It also keeps up. You can talk to each other about the kids. Now, Mr. Hopkins, I don't know if these children were born of the marriage or if another case comes up. I can promise you, if y'all show up in front of me, I'll assign a guardian ad litem to see how all this has affected those kids, because those what matter to me. So keep it through there, because that way all you got to do when there's a guardian ad litem is give them access to your Our Family Wizard. They can see everything going back and forth. And I've already in my mind, I got the perfect guardian in my mind, because you guys got to do something. Because Mr. Hopkins, don't text your daughter about Miss Jones. Don't. Just don't. Okay, just don't. Leave her out of it. Okay, just don't. Whatever you do, just don't. Miss Jones, leave your daughter's phone alone. Let her have her private conversation with her dad. And that, okay, give her a little bit of privacy. I mean, if she's getting on porn sites, then check her phone. But no, she's talking to her dad. Let her talk to her dad. And she looks like, I think she was walking around, she's a teenager, so she probably don't like either one of y'all. All she wants, or when they are teenage girls, all they gonna want is money, and y'all to leave them alone anyway. They're not gonna like either one of you when they're teenage girls. All right. So, Miss Jones, Mr. Hopkins has moved on. If he starts calling you and telling about his new girlfriends, first, you've already blocked his number, so he can't. Unless he puts it in Our Family Wizard, then you let him know that it don't. Don't listen to him. Who cares? You said he's been with hundreds of women. You seem to think he's all that. And Miss Barnett, don't text her. Don't have your friends text her. Y'all, please. Please, okay? No, don't unmute. Don't unmute. Don't unmute. Don't unmute. Don't unmute. Just don't. I am putting these in place. But I'm telling all of y'all to just please. There is so much going on in this world that's so serious that this seems a little petty at this point in time. It's harassment, going back and forth, y'all are all harassing one another, but it is so petty right now. The governor has issued a state of emergency and called out 1,000 National Guard because they're expecting riots. So there are things in the world. People in Ukraine are getting killed every day, but y'all fighting over who's screwing who and who wants who and who's having sex with who and who's. Stop. Just stop. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stop my camera. I'm going to walk off this bench. Unfortunately, all I can get a drink up in here is some more Gatorade. I'm going to go get me a Gatorade, turn this off, and get back on at 2 o'clock. And at 2 o'clock, I want the 2 o'clock case. Mr. Hopkins, Miss Barnett, if Mr. Hopkins doesn't know how to work it to put his email in the chat, Miss Barnett, you place your email and his email in the chat for me. Miss Jones, place your email in the chat for me too. Y'all got to get past this. Dear God in heaven, there is nobody that's worth all this. No man, no woman, no nothing.
But Your Honor, can I say something before you leave?
Leave? I've heard a whole bunch. Okay, Miss Barnett, put your emails in the chat. I'm gonna send y'all the order. Ms. Jones, leave them alone. Y'all have a good weekend. Stay healthy and safe. I'll be back at 2 o'clock. Ms. Jones, where are you back? I'm finished. All you gotta do is put your email in the chat. That's it.
It had clicked me off, Your Honor, and I wasn't able to, so that's
Go ahead and put your email in the chat.
sorry, Your Honor. What was the order? And I wish that I'm sorry to
It's
say
in place for 12 months. Place your email in the chat, ma'am. I'm done. I can't talk about it anymore. I got to move on to these other people. Okay. All right. When I call you, take what
you did have to get me kicked off.
Ma'am, take yourself off of mute when I call your name, please, everybody. All right. Margaret McKinn, Grant Ratliff, that was a voluntary dismissal. Kevin Hodge. Kevin Hodge. Shaquandra Rogers. All right, that was failure to appear. Tasia Williams.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Cortez Crown.
His last name is not Crown, it's Crouch.
Okay, so if you hand wrote your thing, you probably wrote it where they couldn't read your handwriting.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, because they don't just make it up. He hasn't been served and it's expired, so you'll need to reapply, okay?
I sent the last hearing we had, she told me to send over and fill that paper out for the sheriff department. I already did that and sent it over to them.
Yeah, but he still didn't get served. And I can't
Okay.
place that. So you have to just reapply, okay?
For another TPO?
Yes, ma'am. Did you go, was this was an ex-boyfriend or something?
It's my kid's father.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know if you went through Safe Families, but you can do that. And they'll help you and they'll type it for you even.
Okay. I just went down to the courthouse on downtown.
They usually ask, do you want to go to Safe Families?
And if you
When
come
the
on a
officer
Monday,
okay.
Our office is open on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to noon. And they'll
Okay.
identify you as someone that needs to come to our office.
Okay.
And then
Thank
they'll
you,
help you
ladies.
paperwork and make it easier, okay?
Okay.
All right. Have a good weekend.
You too.
All right. Now you Howell. Daniel Duplessis. Here to appear. Stuart Miles and Daniel Duplessis. Here to appear. Kevin Henderson.
Here.
All right. Kiara Mathis. So these other people on here, Mr. Henderson, they're your Miss Henderson, they're your witness.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Is Miss Henderson, is she your witness?
Miss Henderson? No, ma'am, I don't know her.
Okay, sorry, you just have to say Miss Henderson. Okay, I see you. You've got one against Sheena Green. All right, you're here.
Yes, ma'am.
They're not here. Let me see one more second. All right, Mr. Ridley.
Yes.
Mr. Bird didn't get served, so yours is expired. You'll need to reapply, okay?
Okay.
All right. Have a good weekend.
Mhm.
I got Jolanda Kelly and Anthony Shellman. All right, that's failure to appear. All right, that's it. Okay, so we'll start with Mr. Henderson first. Mr. Henderson, do you want to go forward still?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Miss Henderson, y'all just happen to have, if y'all both, I could just swear you in both. Okay.
Okay.
Right hands. Y'all swear for the testimony you're about to give is the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We'll start with you. Well, let's start with her. Ladies first. All right. So, Miss Henderson, you still want this TPO in place?
Yes.
Is everything in your application still true and correct?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And has she contacted you since January the 9th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so what we're going to do is put this in place for 12 months. If you happen to have her email address, if you will put that in the chat along with yours so we can email her a copy of this order.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you don't mind, if you got both of them, you just put her name and her email address. If you have it, we'll email you a copy of your order. We'll send it to her too.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, once you put those emails in the chat, you can go ahead and leave the meeting. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
All right, Mr. Henderson.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is everything in your petition still true and correct?
At this moment, yes, I still have the address, but I'm going to be changing address on the 9th.
Now, is everything in there as far as what happened between Miss Kara Mathis and you? Is that still true and correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Looks like she was served on the 24th. Has she contacted you anytime?
Yes, ma'am, she have.
Okay.
And she actually just blocked my phone number today on the my daughter's birthday. But yes, ma'am, she have contacted me since then. I called to let her know I was coming. I'm sorry.
The people using these kids, putting them in the middle is just sad. Makes me angry.
Yeah.
All right.
I contacted her on the day, going to the house trying to get some of the things out the house because she changed the lock code to the door and everything like that. Even though her TPO got thrown out, but she started talking about somebody I got a warrant and all that. So I ended up going to Rice Street. So I just figured the best thing I need to do is just stay out that situation because she's telling lies and trying to get me hung up on something that's not true.
So, Mr. Henderson, do you need to go back to the house to pick up some of your belongings?
Yes, ma'am, I do. I actually have some patio furniture. My son clothes were there, all the Christmas clothes, shoes, and games and things like that. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am, I do.
So the sheriff's department can follow you with an escort on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays at 10 a.m. or 6 p.m. Now, it may not be this next coming week, or it may be 2 weeks out, but which day and which time usually works for you best? Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, 10 a.m. or 6 p.m.?
Tuesday at 10 a.m.
Okay. So Ms. Free is going to do what we call an Exhibit B. It's an order telling her the sheriff to follow you with an escort so that you can get your belongings. So
okay.
Place your email in the chat.
My email is already in the chat.
Okay, if you don't mind typing that address where you need to be escorted by the sheriff to go get your stuff, if you place that in the chat.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's fine. Could I ask you a question as well?
Yes, sir.
We've been living together for 7 years. And we closed on that house. She used my income, my name, my social security number, my son's name, social security number in order to receive the grant that we need to move in. And she's filed an illegal eviction letter saying that I'm a tenant and she is the landlord. But we've been living there together. We've been living together now for 7 years, a total of 7 years in apartments, and the house. I also have a written affidavit. I guess I'm trying to ask you, how do I go about that as far as getting my restitution out of the house?
We'll take it.
Because I have affidavits with stamps notoriety that we both signed where she acknowledged that I'm entitled to 50% of the proceeds.
Hold on. Are you asking for you to have exclusive use of the house?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. What I'm saying is, due to the fact
you want to handle that other part, not this. Okay. So you'll need to contact a lawyer individually and get legal advice for that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And they can help you on that. I didn't know if you wanted use of the house because we could give you the house and kick her out.
Huh?
I didn't know if you wanted the house and us kick her out of the house.
Okay. So how would that work? If I went to the house, y'all just put out there and outlive there?
Well, I mean, if you want the house, because both of y'all's names or your name's on it, and we can give you, because there was an option when you asked for it. If y'all been living there for that long, we could do that. Instead, we could do the order that says you have sole and exclusive use of the house, and take that over there with some cops, and they can put her out.
Okay, so if I had sold use of the house, would I be able to put it on the market to sell it? That way, we both can break even and get what we put in it.
Well, there you're gonna have to talk to a lawyer and get some legal advice. I can't be your lawyer today.
Okay, I understand.
So do you want the house?
So if I had sold use of the house,
you can live there. She can't.
Okay. Yeah, I think I want to go that route.
Sounds
no, matter of fact, no, I don't want to do that. No, I don't. My baby go to school in in Union City, the house in South Fulton. That means she have to go to her mom's house in Douglasville with my baby and drive all the way back down this way.
All right. No. So we'll sign that Exhibit B. You'll get it in your email. And if you have an email for her, could you put her email in the chat too so we can send her a copy of the order?
I don't know her email. I don't know her.
Mr. Henderson, I'm gonna need that state, the city and zip code for the address.
I'm sorry?
I need the city and the zip code for the address. Put the street address.
Ma'am.
She needs city and zip code for that address.
Okay.
All right. Well, she still lives there, so we can mail her a copy to that address then.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. What you put all in there, you need anything else from him, Ms. Free?
No, Your Honor, I'm good. Thank you so much.
All right, you can leave, Miss Henderson. Go ahead, Miss Henderson. You got your.
You know,
Yes, I'm sorry about that. I did put the emails for me and her inside the chat. I do have a question as well because they told me to ask you guys once I had my hearing with you. So you asked me if Shakina Green had seen me since January the 9th. She's actually violated on 5 different occasions where she almost had me killed. And they told me to mention that to you. I do have a police report for it. So I was wanting to press charges, but they said I had to wait until I got into my hearing and explain the different violations that she did violate. I'm in the same situation. We were living in a home with my children. So I remember 13, all of us.
Okay,
So now I am homeless with my 4 children.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Did you folks live there? Both your name on a lease?
No, ma'am. We lived there where my name was on the utilities and she was on the lease.
Okay, so you could go get the police to issue a warrant, make your police report, they can do that, or you can go do a warrant application in magistrate court.
Okay, so is that I can do that now because I've spoken to you because they told me I had to have this hearing first and then you would submit something where I could get the warrant out for her arrest?
Oh no, I'm gonna send you your TPO. This is just about the TPO.
Right. So all the violations she did, I can't
that's why
press charges at this point.
Okay, so now listen. You're just in front of me about a TPO. I'm issuing the TPO. Okay? And you said she violated, which gives me more information to issue the TPO. You can give the detectives or the cops a copy of the TPO, but they're who you take up any criminal charge.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you. I got it.
Thank you, ma'am. If you got everything in the chat, you can go ahead and leave.
Thank you. Have